Okay, sorry, you guys. I was sitting here. I was watching Pop the Balloon. I started to get triggered. So I figured I'd get triggered on camera. Hey, for me, what's up? Bye, Maverick. Enjoy your deportation papers. Look at him. The way he loves Pocoyo is just so bizarre. He is obsessed with Pocoyo.
Bringing out some single men one by one. Hello, welcome in.
You enjoyed the live out? Was it good? Sure, them people are crazy. Pop the balloon. I was watching this. I was like, I got so triggered. These people trigger me.
And what's your name?
I'm Alan.
Alan?
Yes.
How old are you?
35.
And what do you do?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to travel, go out to eat, read, gain knowledge, go for long walks.
Okay, all right. What are some things you look for in a woman?
I really hate when they do this. I really hate when they do this. It's like you came on the show to find love, right? Let the person talk. Like I hate, like it triggers me. I don't care the gender. It triggers me when the man do it, the woman do it. It really does trigger me. It's like let the person talk. Let the person talk. Like he barely got to say anything. You popping balloons. Like what is going on? It's just rude. I think it's rude. I don't like it. I was like, what the heck is this? Like, why are you popping balloons? Like, what is going on? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ladies popped the balloon. I'm like, for what?
Soft, nice, caring, great personality.
Okay.
Things of that.
Got it. Now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Just communication.
You said bad communication?
No, just communication.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
So what do you mean, like, as far as that being a deal breaker?
Just I just like to communicate one-on-one if we're going out and going out.
What she would know, like you don't even know what kind of truck driver he is. All truck drivers not the same. And my thing, he probably makes more than these ladies. He probably makes more than half the ladies. It's like that's why you gotta ask more questions. Like you gotta ask more questions before you start popping balloons. But I'm like, oh, I'm a truck driver. Like, what kind of truck driver he drives? Like, you gotta ask him those questions. Oh, okay, but that's a fashion thing. Like he can always change how he dresses. That's not a big deal. But I'm like, when you're coming on the show, I'm assuming like you're looking for a good person, right? People have the right to have bad fashions. Like you can always change fashion, but you can't change your character though. Well, maybe I don't know. We just gotta ask him questions though. But it really does trigger me. It does trigger me when a person barely walks out, a person barely says a thing, like pop, 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 just start popping balloons and stuff. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot. Like ask him meaningful questions. Like ask him meaningful questions. Okay. The other girls are, oh, I'm just not, the attraction wasn't there. Okay. If you always dated people that you were attracted to, then how come you're not married yet? Hello? Why are you here? If attraction leads to commitment, that leads to being engaged, that leads to being married, why didn't your type marry you yet? Why are you still here? You're like 30 something. Like, why are you still here? Like, there's more to people than how they look. I mean, maybe she's not his type. I don't know. But my point is, like, I respect her for being a bit more mature. Like, okay, I'm going to ask him questions first. But you just see somebody, you pop a balloon. You hear, oh, he's a truck driver. Maybe he doesn't want to say everything because he doesn't want people to like him because he has money. You don't know. You have a lot of people that have money don't know how to dress. Y'all, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a lot of people with money that don't know how to dress. Okay? So you don't know why he's saying he's a truck driver. Because, the way people are so, like, money hungry, people are just out here, like, chasing money and a bunch of gold diggers, right? Would you tell people if you own a truck driving business? Maybe not. Maybe not. So we don't know. Like, we really don't know. But I'm like, you haven't asked this man enough questions yet. Not ask him a lot of questions. Right? Because I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I don't like that. Like, for the man and the woman, like, somebody just walks out. They barely get to grab the microphone. It's like, pop, 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 pop. They're popping balloon. It's like, we're not here for a beauty pageant. It is not a beauty pageant. Okay? You're here to find someone that you're potentially compatible with. And maybe you can get to know the person better and then see where that leads, right? But we're not here for a beauty pageant. Like, girl. Okay. I'm not against finding someone that's attractive, but I'm saying it's like, oh, I don't like your outfit, so I'm gonna pop the balloon. Like, people can always change an outfit. If you're better at fashion, you can teach the person how to dress. That's not, you know, it's not a big deal. But it's character you can't change. Laziness you can't change. Not being ambitious, yeah, you can't change that part also. But I don't like your outfit, so I'm pop the balloon. Oh, you're bald-headed, pop the balloon. I'm like, what in the world? What in the world? Like, what if he's the kind of person, when you get sick, he can drop everything and take care of you, like make you soup, massage your feet, like you don't even know the person. They know the person. Like, he could be the type to like give you everything. I'm like, at least ask people questions. This is crazy. This is really crazy.
I have one more question. Can I ask? If you had a podcast, what would the topic be? Who would the guest speaker be and why?
3 questions.
If I had a podcast, what would it be and who would the say it again?
Who would be the guest speaker? Like, who would you have on it?
On the show.
And why?
The podcast will basically be based on just current life events and what's going on in the community today. Pretty much, I would probably hire somebody, a professional to be my speaker.
No, it's
okay.
so hard.
Or I could just be myself.
Okay.
Layla.
Okay. Scoot on that way. Come on up here, Patience. Come on up here.
Listen, brother, you like foot massages? Yes, I like massages overall, Layla. But you'd be surprised, Layla. Like, your feet, you really got to take care of your feet. Like, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. I'm right back. Let me show you something because you have to get it. It's not that expensive. Hold on. Okay. Let me show you where I got it. Where is it? I need here something. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Layla is funny. She like, you like foot massages, Marlene? Yes. Layla, yes. No, I'm not. Music. I use this. Oh gosh. Let me see. It's right here. I bought it from the TikTok shop. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Yo, they have these socks. At I bought these from TJ Maxx though. Right? You wear the socks and then like throughout the week, you don't see it. Like at first you don't see it, but then throughout the week, you'll start shedding all this dead skin off your feet. It's freaking amazing. Okay. So if you go to TJ Maxx, you see them socks, buy them. I might put that on tonight. It's amazing, like amazing. For my skin, I use this first. These are the toner pads. Yes, they're so good. They make you shed real bad. I love it. You know, I did it for James. Jimmy was so scared. He was like, what the heck? But then he liked it. Oh no, he got deported. The deportation paper came. The deportation papers came, so he went with his dad. He got deported downstairs. He got deported. So I start off with these pads, and then I use this serum, Orencia. I got this on TikTok shop. It's either Korean or Japanese. What do I know? And this one. It looks like this. So I think I put this first, and I did this. Okay. No, not Trump, the daddy. The other Gemini. My president's a Gemini, my husband's a Gemini, and my son's a Gemini. There you go. Once upon a time, Kanye was one of my favorite Geminis, but he's too much. I can't keep up with his age. These women are stupid. You popped the balloon on a lawyer because you didn't like his shoes, girl. Like, oh my God, like this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You gonna pop the balloon over shoes, girl? Jesus wore sandals. Make it make sense. These women are triggering me. I'm telling you, I was so triggered. The first 3 minutes were sending me. I was like, let me go live so I can be triggered alive. This is insanity. He can buy more shoes. Matter of fact, you can buy him shoes. If you happen to date him, then you can buy the shoes that you like. But I'm like, so none of y'all gonna ask about these people. Like, how much do you make? How much do you bring home after taxes? How much do you have saved? Like, what's your 5-year plan? Like, ask meaningful questions. And that's why so many women end up dating scammers, because the scammers understand these girls just want to see a peacock. You know what I'm saying? Shimmy, shimmy, yay, shimmy, 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 yay, right? Have the watch, have the car, have the shoes, have the bags, and she'll just date you. Like, won't even ask any questions. They are crazy. I told y'all. I said, these women are greedy. They are so greedy. They're not actually sitting here looking for a serious relationship. They're not. I'm like, this is insanity. This is insanity. You gonna pop the balloon over shoes? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
All right. So now, Stefana, she's someone that's your type?
She's not my type. She's attractive, but I think it was a good pop. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
No problem.
Layla.
Got another pop.
Layla, you are too funny. You are hilarious. He said, damn, Arlene, you meant to tell how much he made after taxes. Jimmy wasn't making that much money, boo. He wasn't. We're in college. Oh, he was broke. I think I was probably making more because I was getting more scholarships. I think I was making more. No, but I'm saying, like, they're in their 30s, right? They're in their 30s. Like, when I met Jimmy, I was like 24, huh? I was 24. He was 26, right? So, you know, we're some youngins, okay? But I'm saying, like, when you're in your 30s, like, if you're 34, right? At that point in the game, at the age of 34, you need a man that's actually financially stable. So to me, it's like, okay, I might not like the shoes, but he said he's a lawyer. So let's find out, like, what kind of law does he practice? Like, you know, how much does he make? You know, does he have a house? Because you're in your mid-30s. Like, you don't want to build a bay or like build with somebody. But to say, oh, I know he told me he's a lawyer, but I'm going to pass out because I don't like the shoes he's wearing. Like, girl, he has a closet full of shoes. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what? No. It's like they don't want to secure a future for themselves. Like, what is this? Oh!
Let's head on over. Okay, your name and age.
My name is Vanessa, and I'm 35.
All right, Vanessa, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I was just kind of waiting for a moment to be a little more convinced. I have a lot of respect for your profession.
You keep want to be convinced. Like, ask the questions you need. And my thing is, like, are you even okay with yourself, though? What's her name again, this lady? What's her name? Oh, the other guy didn't convince you. This guy didn't convince you. Girl, are you actually okay? Do you convince yourself? Like, you're insecure. Like, we're sick and tired of this stuff, right? What do you people want? He's a lawyer. What would it take for you to be convinced? And that's why you can say yes, and then y'all can go on a date. You can ask more questions. But when you say yes and there's a match, it's not to get married. It's to talk more. Go on a date and ask more questions. But I'm like, why are you popping the balloon? Because you're not convinced. Girl, convinced of what? Convinced of what? And I'm telling you, like, I'm not trying to be mean. I ain't trying to be mean, y'all. I ain't trying to be mean. But I'm pretty sure the vast majority of the ladies over here are struggling financially. Like, flight attendants don't make that much money. They don't make that much money. I'm trying to be funny, but they don't make that much money. They don't make a lot of money. Okay, they don't pay you that much money. You travel over here, you're all over the place. Like, you live out of a suitcase. Like, girl, that's not stability. That's not stability. Okay, and the way the stuff is going, they might even fire lots of people. But my point is, you have to ask meaningful questions before you say things like, oh, I'm not convinced. Convinced of what? How can you be convinced of anything when you haven't even asked the man the questions? Like, they get to fly, they get the whole, like, you know, they can give plane tickets to family members and stuff like that. But, you know, I guess you get to go to different cities, I guess. But it's not a job. I don't think I've ever heard of a flight attendant making like 6 figures. Okay. Yeah, I told you, they don't make a lot of money. They don't make a lot of money. So I'm like, what are we doing? Okay. They don't make a lot of money. Like, even some pilots also don't make a lot of money. Like, a lot of regional pilots do not make a lot of money. So if the pilots are not making a lot of money, how you a flight attendant? just serving drinks on the plane. You're like a server on the plane. They serve drinks, you know, they clean up, they do the whole, get out the aisle, the exit this way, and then there's this is how you breathe and stuff. They don't make that much money. Okay, don't make that much money. So it's like when you look at your finances and you look at your age, right? You got to start asking meaningful questions that you might find the person. Oh, I'm just not convinced. Convinced of what? Oh, thinking him. Okay. Yeah, she said, Cloud Bottle Girls, Layla, you are hilarious. You are funny. Okay. Yeah. It's a service job. You pass drinks, you get stuff for people, you clean up, you know, like you stow away the luggage and stuff like that. Like, but you can't do this for the rest of your life. This ain't no life. This ain't no life. So I'm like, when you're in your mid-30s, like you really have to look for somebody who's financially stable. I'm not convinced. Convinced of what? You didn't ask any questions. This is insanity. You see, he's confused himself. Like, what is going on? What is going on?
Being in the airline industry, I think I definitely hear a lot about pilots, lawyers, and other professions being a little more difficult to deal with. I don't judge people on that right away, but
you did. You didn't even ask him any questions, so you did. You don't make any sense. Like, girl, what? You've heard. What have you heard? He looking at her. This girl's so damn stupid. I told you. I said this woman, they make themselves look crazy. No, she's not arrogant. She's insecure. She's insecure. Oh, I heard. What'd you hear? And my thing is, go find out for yourself. But my point is like, ask questions. Like, what did you hear? Ask him. He's right here. Oh, I heard this about y'all. Now you got the person in front of you. Ask the person the question. Duh. Hearsay. Ma'am, nobody cares what you heard. What'd you hear? What'd you hear? He's right here. Ask him a question for yourself. And then if he answers his body language or whatever he says, then you can say, okay, now I'm not convinced. But I'm like, at least ask him the question. What are your fears about lawyers? And my thing is, nobody's even asked this man what kind of law he practices. We don't even know. Is it criminal law, injury law? I don't know. Medical law? I don't know. What does he do again? I don't know. They're not even asking meaningful questions. They're out here just popping balloons from looking at shoes, bald-headed, not being convinced. Like, I think that's what it is. There you go. It could be it. Because I'm like, this is insanity. I mean, their outfits are cute. You know? Like, she said, OMG climber. Layla is funny.
Just kind of wanting something to pull me in, and I just hadn't been pulled in. That's all.
What would it take to pull you in? Or I'm like, I think she's insecure. And I think she wants something toxic because we are confused. We are really, really confused. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm Marlene on a day-to-day basis. When I tell you these women have me confused myself, I'm a woman and these women have me confused. Like, they just hate common sense. Like, sometimes it make you think you're a bad person. I swear, you guys, if I didn't know who I was, the way these people out here will have you gaslit. If I didn't know myself, if I didn't know who I was in the Lord, I would think I was a bad person. Okay? There's this one sister I follow her because I really love her hair. So she said that she's going to have what? Permanent parts, like her twists. Like she's going to have permanent parts for the next 6 months. And I'm like, wow, like that is so restrictive. Like, why would you commit yourself to having restricted parts for 6 months? Because what happens if you have a photo shoot? Like, what happens if your husband says, hey, wife, like, I love it when you wear your hair in a ponytail, or I love it when you wear your hair in a bun. Let's go on a date real quick and then wear this little nice dress I bought you. Like, you're like, oh, no, I can't do it because I committed to putting my hair in a permanent twist for 6 months. Like, that is just crazy. Like, live your life. Like, okay, I'm all about, like, taking care of your hair, having nice hair, you know, look at me, right? But at the same time, also, like, enjoy your life. Like, enjoy your life, enjoy your hair, right? Committing to something that you don't even have to. It's just artificial punishment, right? So she got all upset because I said, and the girls who follow her, you know how they are, Chad. You know how they are with their one brain, the one neuron, okay? They all started to pile up on me. I said, oh, no, okay? But I'm like, what did I say that is so bad? If a sister says, okay, I want to grow my hair, I'm going to, on top of that, her hair is down to her butt. So I'm like, okay, like, you're not like somebody who really needs to grow this hair. Like your hair is down to your butt. So my thing is, yeah, maybe keep your parts in for 2 weeks or even a month, right? But if you kind of like mess up your parts, who cares? Like, it's not a big deal. You have beautiful hair. Enjoy your hair. It's like somebody wants to lose weight. It's, oh, for the next 6 months, I'm not going to eat any carbs, no rice, no potatoes, no French fries, no this. I'm like, oh, come on. It's excessive. It's excessive. Like, what if you have to go to a birthday party? And my thing is, what if you want to eat some fries, right? Eating fries in itself is not bad, but eating fries every day, that's a problem, right? But the best way to have the most successful weight loss is to learn how to eat in a healthy way, balanced way, right? But you can't cut out everything. It's not sustainable, because even if you do lose the weight, you're going to gain the weight back and maybe even more because you deprived yourself, right? I mean, you would have thought I said something crazy. Then I saw this other sister, like, she's trying to do a Chebe journey, right? And I'm like, okay, but I'm a bit confused. Like, why are Black women who live in America, like you live in Northern America, why do you want to follow practices from Black women in Sudan? It's a desert, right? It's really dry. It's really, really dry, right? And these are Nilotic Africans. Like, they'll probably mix with Arab. I'm not trying to be funny, but like, you know, the desert is different. Their genetics is different, and also their diet is different, because hair, it grows from, like, it starts within, it comes out, right? And I'm like, why would you do Chebe? And the thing is, you have to understand the science of Chebe, because it might not be good for you, because you don't know if you have the same porosity as those Sudanese women, right? What works for them might not work for you. I'm like, come on, genetics, climate, food, diet, okay? It got to count for something, right? She's like, oh no, my hair is unique. I am so unique. And I'm like, well, of course we're all unique, right? But at the same time, if you thought you were so unique, then why are you using Chebe from Sudan? Because somewhere deep down inside, because you're Black and they're Black, you think you share something in common. So we're not all like, you know, like, we're unique, but we ain't that kind of unique. I'm like, what is going on? Like, are people actually okay? But I've come to realize, like, a lot of women, they don't have a really deep thought process. You know, I'm like, porosity is a real thing, right? You might not want to say that you're 4A, 4B, 4C, sure, whatever. But my thing is, porosity is a real thing. How your cuticles are aligned, it's a real thing. Like, water sitting on top of your head or versus water being absorbed by your hair, it's a real thing. Why are we doing this? I was like, girl, you know what? Sorry I said anything. Please enjoy your Chebe, because some of y'all is crazy. It really is crazy. Like, it really is crazy. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Right? But I'm like, that is just crazy.
Okay. Interesting.
But you seem really, really friendly. Yeah. You do. You really do. You seem like you're probably
Thank
a
you.
good person to hang around.
All right.
All right. Now is Vanessa someone that's your type?
She seems very friendly as well. Maybe not my prototype, but she looks nice. She's attractive.
Thanks. What's a prototype?
Um,
What do you care? Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Do not tell her. And that's why Layla said she rejected him before she thought he was going to reject her. Yeah, exactly. She wasn't sure that he's going to like her. Okay. This is insane. This is crazy. Oh, what's your prototype? What do you care? You pop your balloon. Do not tell her. Don't tell her. Do not tell her.
All right. I got you.
okay.
After I said it out loud, I was like, oh, I know what that word means.
Seems
Now,
How can you expect a connection with someone you haven't even talked to? Like, is this actually a joke? Like, is this actually a freaking joke at this point? How can you feel a connection? How can you have a connection if you haven't talked to a person? Like, what is going on? Is it often that you just meet a person, just have a connection with the person? He's a complete stranger to you. How can you have a connection with a complete stranger? That's why you ask questions. Oh, what's your favorite book? What do you like to do on the weekend? Like, how do you, hey, Janet. Ooh, don't say his name, child. Okay. Hey, Queen. Okay. But you got to ask questions to see if you guys have common interest. Then you can say, okay, there's no connection because maybe he likes to read books and maybe you like to draw, or maybe, you know, he likes jazz and you like rap. Maybe he likes to make his own food and you like to eat out. I don't know, right? But I'm just saying, like, ask more questions. So that's more, oh my gosh, ask more questions. So that way, hey, babe, ask more questions. So that way you can know if there is a connection. because right now everybody's a perfect stranger. So like, how it's like they want these guys to come out here and start performing like it's the Ringling Brothers Circus. Like, what is this? This is insanity. These women are so immature. They are so immature. They are so immature. And and I'm starting to see why a lot of times they end up dating these Dusties, because the Dusty got the right fashion. He can barely talk English, but he probably got the right fashions and all kinds of foolishness. But I feel like a lot of these women, when they get around men that have their stuff together, men that are mature, men that have a job, a career, that pay taxes, okay? I feel like a lot of these ladies don't know how to handle themselves. So now they're looking for the easy way out. Oh, it's your shoes. Oh, I heard certain things about lawyers. Oh, I just didn't feel a connection. I think maybe you were intimidated because he's not the kind of man that you usually date. Because some of y'all, you're not trying to come out the club. Like, you're not trying to come out of the hookah bar. Okay? No, it's insane. It really is insane. It's so crazy. Oh, we don't know what's going on. And I'm like, well, her top, you gonna talk about somebody's fashion, girl? You tried it. You really tried it. Yeah, because he's a lawyer. But I really am starting to think like this is what it is. It's like when they actually meet men of a higher caliber, they don't know how to conduct themselves. Because they've never had to perform on that level, like, because they usually date like regular people, like basic people, right? So when they actually meet a man who's very calm, very mature, it's like they're looking for goofy ass things to say because you're looking for the door, like you're trying to run because you can't keep up with this man. You're scared of his mind, right? Layla, you are crazy. Insanity. It's insanity. It really is. I'm like, this is crazy. We have seen these girls say no to an engineer for a man who came from Greece with no money. I was like, this gotta be a freaking joke. Remember the one episode with the guy who was the engineer? He was like the very, very last to get picked. And I'm like, this has to be a joke, right? This has to be a joke. It has to be a joke. No, she went for the guy that said, I just came back from Greece and my paper ran out and I'm trying to stack my paper up. I'm like, whoa. Where is the coins? Like, where is the money? Where is the career? She said, no, that's fine with me. Okay. We have seen these girls say no to a lawyer. They said no to the man who's a truck driver without even asking, like, is he an operator? Like, no, they don't want people who have careers. These people don't want serious people. They do not want serious people.
Is she someone that's your type?
She's attractive as well. I'm also not necessarily feeling her, the way she put it together,
Okay.
especially the top. The green is not connecting with the bottom part. I'm not really feeling it, but she seems cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the green is not connecting to the bottom part. It was really funny.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I could take that. We go for jab for jab.
Tit for tat.
Yeah, tit for tat. I like that though. I like that about your personality though. It's like
oh my God. This y'all, I'm about to throw away this computer. I can't do this. I'm triggered. This is it. My blood pressure's here. I can't do this. So you see, she likes him. The green and blue not connecting her. This one right here, and maybe even this one back here. I did the little dreadlock seminar. Okay. I think these girls, they like the man, but they were afraid that he was not going to pick them because they don't feel as though they have the intellectual caliber to keep up with him. You never know. He might have mercy on your ass. Okay. And matter of fact, he might say yes. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? But they scared. The people, they're big scared. They are big scared. Yeah. This is crazy. Oh, she's like, I like your personality. Then that's why I say you got to talk to somebody to have a connection. What's your favorite TV show? Like, you ask people questions. Like, how can you have a connection with a complete stranger if you're not asking any questions? This is what is going on? I'm being triggered. No, he's a lawyer. If I had a brother, I'll tell him to go up there and say he spent a few years in the pen. And they might be attracted. They might like that. They are insane. These women are crazy. They are really, really crazy. And they don't believe in themselves. I told you, they don't believe in themselves. They do not believe in themselves. Right? This is insanity. This is like, y'all, oh my gosh. I can't.
Slightly shady, but like respectful. It's like I'm gonna come for you, but not too much.
Because if you look for a man that had ambition and faith, why did you ask the first man that kind of question? Like, okay, what are your ambitions? Like, what's your 5-year plan? And then what's your relationship with God or Christ? The first man, you were like, oh, I thought you were older than you popped the balloon. So I'm like, I feel like based on the person, then they have criteria. Like if they like you, it's like, oh, you know, I just want a man that has ambition and faith. No, you like the way he looks, okay? Because if what you care about is really a man that's ambitious and a man that cares about God, you should also ask the first man the question. And then if he didn't answer your questions accordingly, then you could have popped your balloon. Okay? So I'm just like, Yeah. I think that they probably didn't like the fact that he was a truck driver. So they assume that, oh, he's a bum. If he drives a truck, automatically he's a bum. Instead of asking him, like, okay, what kind of truck do you drive? Do you own the truck? How much do you make? No, oh, he's a truck driver. So it sounds less than. So, it's your outfit. Oh, it's your shoes. Oh, it's this. No. Exactly. I'm like, Uche's a short king. Okay, no.
Age, where are you from, and what do you look for in a man?
Kayla, 31. Originally California is where I'm from. I live out here now. And what do I look for in a man? Consideration, authenticity,
Y'all don't
romantic.
money.
I like, yeah.
Okay.
Consideration.
Name, age, where are you from, and what do you look for in a man?
Yeah, I mean,
My name's Gabrielle. I'm 34. I live in Las Vegas now. Went to high school and college in Minnesota, but back in Vegas. And I look for a man of God and someone who is a leader, someone who ultimately is moving towards marriage. And yeah, just someone that I can have a lot of fun with.
okay, so these women are shallow. They disqualified the first guy because he was a truck driver. Because everything she's saying, why didn't you ask the man any of those questions? Like, do you want to get married? What else she said? Like, oh, can you lead a family? Y'all didn't even ask this man any questions. You just popped the balloon. You're like, oh, because you're a truck driver, it's a lifestyle. Da, 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 da. Like, this is why a man be lying to these girls. This is crazy. This
With
is
and build a
crazy.
life with.
Name, age, where are you from, and what do you look for in a man?
Yeah, she
Sure.
cracks me
My
up.
name is Vanessa. I'm 35. I live in Houston, Texas. And as far as what I look for in a man, definitely the ability to be vulnerable, right? And authenticity so that you're comfortable being your authentic self. And I'd like to say honesty, but I think the actual factor there is the courage
Yeah.
that you have to be able to tell the truth when it's difficult or make other decisions. But all of that comes from a place of
Woman, you are a lie. You are a lie. Like, I would love to know. Like, if I could have a bunch of women out here, like 100, 200 women, and I would love for them to tell me, do you really want people to tell you the truth, though? Okay, honesty. I want a man that's honest. Most women want to be lied to. Go sit down with him here, okay? If this man started telling you how he actually felt, you call him mean, abusive, oh, it's emotional abuse. I'm being emotionally abused, okay? Be quiet. The vast majority of women do not want the truth, okay? They don't even want it from their girlfriends. Don't even want it from their mothers. Don't even want it from the female subscribers, okay? Women don't want the truth. They do not want the truth. They want people to tell them how they feel, like validate the way that I feel. Lie to me. Lie to me. And that's why Ace Metaphor is a multimillionaire, because he has agreed to lie. He has agreed to lie. That's why Derek Jackson made a whole lot of money, because he agreed to lie, right? Yeah, they don't want honesty. You don't want honesty. And my thing is, oh, I want a man that can be vulnerable. Girl, have some children and cater to your children's vulnerability. Like, what is this? Like, you want a man that cries or something? Like, you want what's his name? Vanessa Jones, Van Jones. Yeah, because he lies. He's made so much money just lying to these people, right? No, y'all need to start asking him how much money he makes. Wow, this is crazy. So these dudes I hear sometimes, I'm like, y'all just want to have sex and so while you're here, because you people are not asking meaningful questions. Like, you should be asking these women, like, okay, how much do you make? Are you in debt? Do you carry any debt? Okay, what's your debt to income ratio? Okay, y'all some mature people. Like, you're all in your mid-30s. What's your deal breaker? Poverty, laziness, bankruptcy, bad credit. I don't know. Like, can't feed yourself. Hello? Like, hello? Exactly. Like, I'm like, ask real questions. I'm like, but it's crazy how none of the ladies are asking, like, okay, are you financially stable? Right? Let's say you were to get married within 3 months. Can you afford it? Can you afford to take care of a family? If your wife got pregnant, had the baby, do you want her to go back to work, or would you prefer for her to stay at home and raise the babies? Y'all gotta ask meaningful questions. Why y'all scared? Okay. Why are they scared to ask meaningful questions? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, I don't like somebody who smokes cigarettes. Girl, it depends. Okay. You gonna smoke outside? Yeah, it's crazy to me because I'm like, I don't see how you're not gonna ask those questions. Like, you're in your mid-30s. Like, finances matter. They matter. For the man, it should matter. For the woman, it should matter, right? But you gotta ask meaningful questions. Yeah. Can you afford it? Yeah. Can you? Because why are you here? Because then you know, he's like, oh no, I can't afford it. Oh, okay. So you're here for a booty call. You want some sex? Why are you here? Why am I here? Okay, like, hello, somebody. I'm like, I don't see myself at 35 and somebody's gonna waste my time. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something, ladies, right? Because before I met James, I was like in a 5-year relationship, right? And I remember I said to myself, I said, oh, by the time I'm 25, I was either going to be engaged or married, right? So when I realized that that wasn't going to happen, I was like, oh, I got to go. I got to go. Got to go. So I'm like, no, when I'm 20, I just felt it in my heart. I'm like, when I'm 25, I'm going to be married at 25. I just knew I had to be married at 25. Like they say, don't let your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband. But I didn't have a boyfriend at the time, but nonetheless. But my point is, right? I was like, yeah, when I'm 25, I'm going to be married or engaged, like something close to that. You know what I mean? Right? But I'm like, so I can't imagine if I was 35. Yeah, if I was 35 years old and I was on a dating show, first of all, I wouldn't be there to play with people, you know, because like my time, my outfit, my makeup, like I could be anywhere but here. Okay, but I chose to be here, so y'all gonna answer some questions. But I do believe like it's really important for a woman to ask, does a man have money? We're not saying, are you a multimillionaire? But do you have enough? Like your table, is your table full? Is it half full? How many chairs can you afford to have at your table? And does it come with like entree, appetizer, and dessert, and a drink? Can I get a refill? Okay, because I need to know what's on. Is there even a table? Okay. And what is the table made out of? Okay, plastic or expensive ass wood? You let me know. No, you should not. At 34, 35, you don't have much time. What the heck? Like, oh, I'm gonna go on a date so you can look into my eyes. No, I got better things to do. Like, on the top of this, child, please. If I'm coming outside, I'm gonna ask some real questions because I could have been at home. I could have done my hair, my twist. I could be doing something better than this. I could be at the spa. But when you're 35, you don't have much time for all these goofy ass games. Oh, let's go on a date. That's in your 20s. Like you got time to waste. Like you're not that important. Okay. But when you're 35 years old, you got to ask real questions. Like, okay, what do you do? How much do you make? Are you in debt? Do you own your house? Do you not own your house? You know what I'm saying? What's your 5-year vision financially? Right? Where do you see yourself career-wise, like 5 years from now? Like, what do you want to do? Okay, then he's going to answer the question. And then you say, okay, so what are you currently doing to make sure that this happens in 5 years? Because you don't have time to play. So that way, if he's giving like, oh, I don't know. Oh, well, it was nice knowing you. That's not what I want. Okay, got to go. You don't have the right answers. That's why I said the date should not be expensive. Like, it should be like, something small. It ain't got to be all that. Because I have real questions to ask. Then if I like the answer, I'm like, okay, now I can see myself dressing up and doing my hair and doing this and come pick me up. Okay, sure. But I'm not doing all this first. And then later on, okay, should I ask the question? Should I not ask the question? Maybe I should ask the question. No. You're in your 30s. You got to ask big people questions. Like, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Because, I do believe that falling in love with someone is intentional, right? And because it's intentional, you got to make sure you ask all the right questions up front before you allow yourself to fall in love with somebody. But what if like you're so afraid to ask all these questions, then you fall in love, and then you find out, oh, he has bad credit. Oh, well, he still owes this kind of money. Oh, he came and put his name on an apartment. Oh, his car got this. Oh my gosh, now you're in love with him. So now you're going to try to help him out because you love him now, right? It's a lot easier to ask tougher questions when you don't really know the person. Like, I could be an ass. I don't really know you. Okay, it's not a big deal. I don't know you. I can be civil, right? I'm not going to be an ass. I'm not going to be like rude, whatever. But I'm like, I am going to ask you meaningful questions. It's a lot easier to ask the hard questions when you're not emotionally intertwined with the person. But if you're 35 years old, I think these are reasonable questions, right? Like when you take care of yourself, do you even have something left over, right? Or is it like when you get paid, all the money's gone, then you have to wait again for the next 2 weeks, right? Do you usually pay your bills on time? Can you pay your rent on time? Like these are real questions. Like it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Because you're 35, like you're 35, you're 34, you can't afford to be with somebody who can't even pay his rent on time. You see, so a man like that, he doesn't deserve to take you out on a fancy date. Like, no, you're not my type. Just saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
So I would say that emotional intelligence for me is being able to step back and take a second to process. And
that's why I'm like, this is why I feel as though Uche himself, he doesn't know what he wants. Because when you know what you want, like you're not gonna be, oh, well, do you have emotional intelligence? Like, boy, what? Who's gonna say, no, I don't have it? Stupid. Who's gonna tell you, oh, no, I have no emotional intelligence? Of course, they're attracted to you. So everybody's gonna say, yes, I have emotional intelligence. Right? My question is, why? Why is it that you haven't probably thought about your questions before you came on the show? Right? For example, if you're a man and you want to be married, right? What's your ideal wife? Like, who is she? Who is that person? Right? So once you know who your ideal wife is, then start asking questions to make sure that these girls fit the criteria. Otherwise, why are we here? But it's like they're acting like, oh, I'm 25, I'm 26. Like y'all in your like mid-30s, like all you people almost 40. Like make it make sense. Yeah. He could also be a Libra though. But he could be a Scorpio. Okay. But I'm like, don't be chaotic, right? Ask meaningful questions. Because she's a flight attendant, right? Ask her, like, if we had to build a family, do you see yourself quitting your job and raising our children? Ask her that question, see what she says, right? Or if we got married, how long would you like to wait before having a child? Ask her that question. Like, you got to ask meaningful questions, right? But, oh, what are your deal breakers? Do you have emotional intelligence? I like the ginger. No, these are goofy ass questions. Goofy, and this is how people be wasting all these years in these goofy ass relationships. Like, this is insanity. I should be a relationship dating coach. I really should be, huh? I just don't want to do it.
And figure out how what you're about to say is going to affect another human being.
Right.
I think a lot of times we just react and just kind of make decisions out of a place from our perspective, because your perspective is your view on the world. However, when you are emotionally intelligent, you can understand how it might impact another person. And when you are emotionally intelligent, that matters to you. It's important how your decisions and your actions affect the world.
Definitely.
Right.
Because the issue right here is that I'm gonna tell you this, right? If a man is lazy, he's not gonna change. Like, even if he's like, oh, I'm gonna stop being lazy, like he might stop like being like 5% lazy, but he's still gonna be about like 90% lazy. Like, he's lazy. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? If he's not good with money, what are the odds? What are the odds? Right? And if you guys get married and you have children, what are the odds that he's gonna get he's gonna get better with the money thing? He's not good with that. Right? And you gotta honor that. Like, it is what it is. Like, okay, you're lazy. Right? If you have a man that's a procrastinator, the odd that he's gonna change, good luck with that. Right? If you have somebody who likes to sleep all day, good luck with that. right? So it's like you got to ask like meaningful questions, like, okay, who, like, it's like, tell me what kind of man your dad was, like, tell me what kind of woman your mother was, right? And what did you like? Were your parents married? Okay, tell me what kind of wife your mother was. What did she do right, and what is it that you wish that she would have done different? Like, if you had a wife, what is it? What would you say to your wife as it pertains to, my mom did this right, I would love to see that in you, or my mom did this wrong, so I wouldn't want you to do that. Like, let's talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know, which means that he's not introspective. So he doesn't know what he wants. Right? Because I'm like, when you're by yourself, you got to have quiet moments when you're by yourself and you thoroughly think about what you want in life, right? Like, do you see yourself having a family? What does that look like? Who is that person, right? Like your kids, like who are these people? How they're being raised? Like, what is it? Right? But I'm like, he has no idea. And I even feel like sometimes when you get to a certain age also, you should look back. Like if your parents were married, what did they do right? What did they do wrong? If your peoples were not married, same thing, right? What could they have done differently? So what do you think your dad did that you don't want to repeat, right? What did your mom do that if you were to go for a woman, you wouldn't want to see that behavior in that woman, right? You got to think about these things. Yeah, it sure is giving DI, right? But I'm like, you have to really think about these things, because if you're not intentional, if you're not thoughtful, like if you're not introspective, you're going to make the same mistakes that your parents did. So let's say, oh, your mom had these certain flaws. If you're not introspective, you might go with a woman that does the same thing as your mother, right? Right? Or if your dad does X, Y, and Z, if you're not mindful, if you're not really introspective, like you're going to marry a man that's just like your dad. Right? Because we go for what we know. So you might say, oh, I don't want to marry that. But if you're not really intentional, most likely you will, because we go for what we know. Because there has to be a place where we understand, like, even if something is toxic, if toxicity is familiar to you, you're going to go for toxicity, right? It's not healthy, yeah, but that's what you know. And that's where you feel comfortable, even though it's toxic. Yeah, it's like an alcoholic. Like it's, you know, it's hard. It's confusing, right? But it makes a lot of sense, right? People go for what they know, even if what they know is extremely toxic. Why? Because they're not being mindful. They don't have self-awareness. But I'm like, that's why you have to really sit down and say to yourself, okay, my mom, let's say your mom was married as a wife. What did she do right? What did she do wrong? Right? So if you were ever to be a wife, what is it about your mom that you want to replicate? And then what is it about your mom that you don't want to copy? Because like this right here, that's crazy. Okay, that's a little toxic. My mom was a little toxic, right? You know what I'm saying? And same thing for a man. So, but I'm like, I don't think he knows what he wants. Or maybe he's never also been in a situation where girls haven't walked away from him because he's a lot shorter. I don't know. But it's kind of weird.
We're here.
Yeah. I would say emotional intelligence is just the ability, like she said, to kind of be aware of how you affect other people. But it's also like being mindful of what it is that you need in any situation. So I always like to say you can wear the dial on the outside, you can wear the dial on the inside. If you wear the dial on the outside, someone can come and turn you up and get a reaction out of you, or you can wear it on the inside and just be aware of what it is that you need in that moment. So yeah.
Okay. But you already told us that you're an overthinker. So you overthink everything. So obviously you don't have high emotional intelligence, right? Because if you're the kind of person that I overthink, I'm always overthinking things, right? So, you know, you're a bit insecure. So I don't really believe that you have high emotional intelligence, because people that have a high emotional intelligence, they know not to internalize stuff. It is what it is. It happened. Let's move on, right? But when you're the kind of sit here and just ruminate over things over and over and over, don't know how to move on from things, and it makes it hard for you to let things go. You take something small and then you turn that into something way bigger than what it needs to be, right? Then you must not be highly emotionally intelligent. Okay, so I'm gonna say cap on that. Okay, because I do.
Okay. Yeah, just off like first impression.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what though? Here's how I feel. Oh, Layla gonna come for me. Layla gonna come for me. She gonna be like, brother, you have a thing for men on light skin. Layla is gonna come for me. But my point is though, I do feel as though this brother right here got potential. Yeah, he's a bit awkward. He's a bit goofy. It's like a Steve Urkel type of stuff, right? I see that. But at the same time, though, if he went to the gym, got more muscles, we changed the fashion, We help him be more eloquent, right? He could turn. He could turn. He has potential. He really has potential. Like, and maybe also get some eye surgery, stop wearing the glasses, right? But take off the glasses, change the fashion, commit to the gym for the next 6 months to 9 months, increase your proteins. Okay. Well, he did say he's a finance manager. Okay. Did say he's a finance. Okay. I'm locked in tonight. But I'm like, he's really tall. I feel like he has potential. He's a bit nerdy. Yeah, gotta watch some Nick Bear. Change the fashion. Because sometimes it's the fashion that just be killing it for people, Trey. Yeah. But I think you can fix those things, though. I think he needs to invest in that. He needs to invest. Like, he needs to. This is what Kevin Samuels was trying to do initially. Okay. But he got to find himself a stylist, find himself a trainer, get some, like, what's it called? LASIK, the eye surgery, toss the glasses, change the way you speak a little bit, right? Okay. He needs a coach. He needs a coach. What was the movie that Will Smith was on? Where he was a dating coach? What was it again? Oh, Hitch. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. He needs someone like this. He needs a coach. Because I'm like, he got potential, though. He really does have potential, but he got to find himself somebody because he needs help. Okay. Yeah, he needs help. He needs help. Because I'm like, yo, he got potential, though. He's pretty tall. He's very tall. I'm like, drop the glasses, get some surgery, fix your posture, definitely change your clothes, right? Get in the gym. Get in the gym, get the arms bigger. The arms got to be bigger. Okay. But I think he has potential. I don't think anybody ever invested in him. Like, he needs a stylist. Yeah, he needs boot camp. He does. I think he has potential. He's just awkward. He's really tall and he's really awkward. So it can be a little scary because don't beat my ass, Cheryl. Don't beat my ass. Yeah, get some LASIK. Get some LASIK. Change the clothes. Do some fashion. Okay. For men, yeah. That's a real thing. You know? Get you a man that knows how to dress. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get you somebody that can dress you up. Because it's a real thing. Let me see if I can find anybody here that got some good fashion style. Let me see. Because I like, style is really important, though. It does matter. But it could also be, I don't know. We need to know how much money he makes. Can he afford? Because if he can actually afford the makeover, let's do it. We're going to switch it up a little bit, huh? Because I feel like men don't have they don't have as much resources as like ladies do. Like, we don't have enough men doing the fashions, okay? What's that grandpa that does the fashion? He's a little small. You gotta know how to dress though. 6'3", okay. Yeah. Men really do need to invest in their fashions though. Like, y'all spend a little bit of money, huh? Spend some money.
Say that.
He's a little silly.
Seem like a confidence thing, but
This is why, and that's the problem. Also, a lot of men that are nerds is like they don't spend enough time around other men because they always they're always working or like being nerds, like reading a book. But I think sometimes when you're a nerd, also like you got to go to the gym, like get involved in some kind of physical activity where you can be around other men. So like it helps you come out your shell and like not be so awkward because it is. it can be intimidating to be that tall, that awkward. Like, what if you snatch next? You know what I mean? Like, you get really mad. Like, okay, we just never know. Just never know, right? Yeah. Because maybe he's incredibly shy because he's such a nerd. But it's like, you gotta go to the gym. Like, you gotta work out, go outside, lift some weights, like go to the bar, be outside with the dudes, like have like, male friends that can pour into you positively, okay? And also invest in your image. But I do feel like when you're a man also and you get to a certain age, you got to have at least one good suit, okay? Maybe 2, maybe 3, right? Hey, bro, but when you get to an age like you're like 35 and up, you should have at least one good suit and one great pair of dressing shoes. That's one of my main issues also here with American culture. I feel like part of American culture, American people take going casual way too far. like Americans just take casual culture way too far. I think like French people probably take it like they take dressing up to an extreme, but it's like you gotta have something in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to have something in the middle. Oh, thanks, babe. But you gotta have something in the middle. Like, you can't be all the way, you're so casual that you have no dress-up clothes. Like, and then you can't also have so many dress-up clothes that you have nothing casual just to chill and stuff like that. But I'm like, you get to like you in your mid-30s, like you got to have at least like 3 good suits and maybe like 3 great dress shoes, right? Gotta know how to dress. Yeah. And like I said, maybe also get LASIK, right? Or you're gonna have to find like frames that actually fit your face. Because honestly, let me see. Hold on. Okay. Let me show y'all something, right? Let me show y'all something. Hold on. Oh, this is Temu, huh? Okay. All right. Hold on. Where's the first? Hold on. Hold on. All right. You see, if he had came out, not something so casual, but if he had came out with a shirt, like, being that tall, you come out with a shirt, people can actually like see your muscles. Like, that's a little sexy right there. Okay. It's a little sexy, right? Yeah. Something like this, right? Something like this, something like this. I like this also. I like this. This a little too casual. Okay, right? Like, there's a way to dress. Like, like, y'all get me? Hopefully y'all get the vision, right? Okay. Hopefully y'all get the vision. But there's a way. Like, there is a way for you to dress. It's like, casual, cool, but it's still dressed up, but it's kind of chill. Show off your muscles. Like, let the ladies know you got good genetics. Like, come on. What's the problem? What is the problem? Okay. Tuck in your shirt. Show the belt. See, yeah, I like something like this. Okay. Maybe not as, okay, a little too much muscle, but something close to that. Not so tight, huh? I don't want something so tight. That's a little too tight. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if we can find a good suit. Yeah. You got to find your sexy. Like, you got to. Okay, see? Okay, see, I like that. Right? You see? Like, you got to find, like, and your suits actually have to fit your body. Like, it got to make sense. Like, it really has to make a whole lot of sense. Like, but you can't just dress any kind of way. This is nice. This is also nice. See? This is nice. All right, so what's the problem? What?
Your energy seems very sincere, and you seem very.
That's horrible. We got to talk about to change his clothes. Maybe that's what we should do, you guys. We find people who want to pop the balloon, who could not dress. We do a little makeover. No, basura. No. The whole suit, throw it away. It's trash. It's not good quality. And it's not cut well. That's what I'm saying. Like, you really have to invest sometimes. Like you have to invest as a man. Like, especially if you're making good money, like you got like 401k money, you should invest and really go and have a great suit. Like, you got to have a great suit. You have to. You have to. Like, you really do have to. Because some people don't know. Which is why. Yeah. Let me whisper. Let me make sure I'm not being spied upon. You know, when I met Jimmy, right? Jimmy was dressing like really urban. Like, what the heck? Okay. It was like I was like, oh Lord Jesus, like, you're just too handsome for this. Like, Jimmy was dressing so urban. I was like, oh. So, like, because when we met, it wasn't like his birthday was not too far off, right? So I bought him like Ralph Lauren shirts. Oh, I sure did. I went to Macy's. I'm like, here you go. Like, here, your birthday gift, right? Because I'm like, maybe sometimes people just don't know. Like, people can be very attractive, don't know how to dress. That's just so urban. I was like, what the heck was up with you? So when I see him, James was not dressing like this. Like, he's dressing like a nerd. But I'm like, Jimmy was like urban, like hip hop. Like, it was too much, y'all. I was like, child, can you stop? This is too much. Like, this is excessive. Okay? This is ridiculous. I'm like, why are you dressed like this? This is insanity. Okay? So I remember the gift I got, definitely one shirt. It was like it was a Ralph Lauren shirt and it was pink. Oh yes. Because that's why I always feel as though when a woman loves to dress, when a woman can dress herself down, like she can put herself together and she lets her husband look crazy, I'm like, yeah, she's no longer in love with him. Right? Because when a woman knows how to put fashions together, there's no way she's going to let her husband dress like this. Because that's a form of neglect. Like, it's a form of neglect, right? And that's why I said about Tammy and Waka Flocka. Okay? I was like, no, I knew she was done with that man. Did you see his fashions? Okay. Like, you see? Like, they'll be together. Like, she's all dressed up. And Waka looks like a hobo. He looked like a homeless person. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't like that boy. She's done with his ass. Right? Because how you have time to put yourself together, but you let that man go outside look like this? That don't even make no sense. Right? You guys, it's a thing. It's a thing. I'm telling y'all, it is a thing. When a woman is no longer in love with the man, she don't even care what he puts on. She don't care. That's how you know. Because remember, maybe I'll find the video on TikTok. Remember what Steve Harvey said. Steve Harvey said Marjorie told him, these goofy ass suits you wear, like, they're just like, it's giving Chitlin Circus. Remember that? He was like, Marjorie never liked his fashion. She was like, your suits have to be tailored. Because y'all remember back in the day, like Steve Harvey, his suits were like the Jim Carrey in The Mask, like the stuff they used to wear like in the 50s. They were just so big. Okay? Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay? Them things was ridiculous. Okay? This is how Steve Harvey used to dress. This is ridiculous. Like, what is this? What is this? This is not fashion. Right? Hold on. Remember this? This is how Steve Harvey used to dress. And he thought he was doing something. I'm like, no, you are not. This is hideous. This is hideous. Like, yo, Marjorie was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Okay. Do y'all remember these Steve Harvey suits? They were horrendous. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus. Like, what is this? Ah! Right? Yes. The zoot. There you go. That's what they're called. The zoot suit. There you go. Really big in California, like the Mexicans used to wear them, okay? This is insanity. So he said, yeah, because Haitian culture is French culture, right? Right? But if you remember, he was like, Marjorie told him, I can't stand your outfits. I just can't stand your suits. Like, ew. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a video. Hold on. Let me see. All right. But you see, now that he's married to Marjorie, there's a video where he talks about it. Oh, but I'm sure you guys, you've heard him say that before. Because he was like, Marjorie did not like his outfits. She was like, what the heck? Look what it is. Right? So she changed up his outfit. And he talked about that. And he was like, when she started changing his clothes, he started having better jobs. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm going to find the video. Hold on. Steve Harvey talks about how his wife, Marjorie, helped him to improve his fashion. Okay. I will find this video. Okay. So here we have, okay. Marjorie changed my style, he said. Where are we at? Hold on. Where are we at? Okay. Okay. Marjorie changed my style, he said. I was very different. I dressed very different before I married Marjorie. We know. Okay. The comedian added that before the two tied the knot in 2007, Marjorie told him, where God is going to take you, you have to look different. There's a video where he says this. Oh, here it is. We found it. Okay, good. I'm serious. I remember.
Marjorie changed my style.
Uh-huh.
I was very different.
Yes. Ooh.
I dressed very different before I married Marjorie Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Look, here's some pictures. Put them pictures up that we pulled.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like, no. She changed his fashion. And if you guys know, Steve Harvey has a fashion person. There's a guy who dresses him. Like, the guy picks all his outfits and things like that. Like, now he's really, really big into fashion because his wife was like, oh, hell no, I can't do this. This is a lot. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, when I see this brother right here, I'm like, he has potential. I can see it. We just have to show up and dress him up. Because once we do it, he gonna get it. Because some people, they need somebody to show them the way. You know, it's like, it's a real thing, you guys. That's why I'm like, okay, I can see, like, I get it. But, you know, some people also, they come from families where nobody really cares about fashion. Nobody cares. Like, nobody's ever showed this man, this is how you go and you get a suit and they got to be tailored and wump-de-wump. You know, I probably do because, you know, I do have a French background, like European background. But, you know, like, to a lot of American people, like, wearing a suit is not a big deal. You know, American people love their casual. They love casual wear. Like, they love it. Leisure wear at leisure. They love to be extremely comfortable. That's an American thing, right? French culture or like European culture, they will be squeezed up in those pants. Like, they will die for fashion. You know, American people like, nah, I need to be comfortable. Like, you crazy. Okay? This is crazy. So it's like, I get it. But I'm like, sometimes you really got to have somebody show you how to dress. Like, okay, given your height and who you are, like, you look really good. But this right here, this isn't the way to dress. You really have to go. Like, you can't go to the tall man store. I even have a story about that too. I got stories for days. Stories for days. Okay, hold on. A couple of you guys, maybe I might get pick me energy, but I do feel like that's what you say, AKA, that's a woman's touch. You know what I mean? Like, you got potential. I'm gonna change you. You're gonna look like the way God made you, right? Because I'm like, Jimmy was like mad urban. Like, Jimmy was crazy. I was like, what the heck? And I remember too, I forgot what it was, but we had to get a suit. Oh my gosh, because he's tall. So he was like, okay, let's go to like, because no, he didn't even have a suit. You see, my point exactly. Did not have a suit, but he got a bunch of J's. Okay, okay, bunch of Jordans, and got no damn suit, right? So I was like, okay, we can get you a suit. Do you know what James came up with? You guys, is it the man's tall and big store? I said, oh Jesus. So then we went in there, thank God. I mean, everything was so big. I was like, this is not what it's supposed to look like, right? So then I was like, okay. Let's go to the Hugo Boss store. So if you're from the DMV, you know, Tyson's Corner, they have a Hugo Boss store. So we went to Hugo Boss. You guys, it was the first time, I really believe, I think so, huh? It was the first time James ever got fitted for a suit. He was like, what the heck? And most likely, I probably bought the suit. I probably did. I probably did. Because I probably had, I had scholarship money. He didn't have that kind of money. Yeah, I had scholarship money. It was like almost $1,000. I bought the suit and I bought the shirts. Because I'm like, Jim, if you ever, one day you will see him, right? Jimmy looks like a model. Like, he really does. He really, really does. But that man, when I tell you, it was like, it was a lot of urban stuff. Maybe one day I'll find some of the boxes and show you his old clothes. Like, I'm like, well, you cannot dress like this. This doesn't, I'm like, if anybody saw you, like, nobody would even think that you were, you know what I'm saying, intelligent. Like, it's giving hip hop. You can't dress like this. You can, and that's why I even said, I'm like, oh, this show, like Pop the Balloon, they should have a dress code for Pop the Balloon. And you should require these men to come in a suit. Like, you have to wear a suit. And I'm like, that's exactly what Kevin Samuels was trying to do. And then he went left on like the dating advice stuff. But he had a lot of videos telling these black men, you have to wear a suit, do your hair, cut your hair, you know what I'm saying? Trim your beard. You got to also know how to pick your perfume, like pick your cologne. You know, like you're a man, you have to know how to be presentable. It's a real thing. But I'm like, a lot of guys don't know how to dress right. It's like, you can't wear stuff like this. It's like, this is insanity. Right? So now, if we look at Steve Harvey, right? Because he got the right kind of wife. He's extremely stylish now. You know? Fashion. Everything is couture. It's made to his body, right? He's come a long way because he has a woman to tell him how to dress. Because I'm like, some guys just don't know. They don't know. You know? Now, at 35, I don't know if you should buy a suit for a man at 35, though, you know, but when we were in our 20s, that's what we did, right? Then he took a liking to it. Even like for the shoes also, like dress shoes. Oh, what's that one store? Oh, yeah. There you go. I remember putting him on the dress shoes because he didn't like, I'm telling you, like he has a bunch of J's. I'm like, James, you also got to have dress shoes, right? Plus he's like, I think he like what? He wears like a size 15, right? So, I was like, husband, okay, you have, like, you don't have a choice. You have to invest in dress shoes. You got, when I tell you this brand right here, Allen Edmonds, ooh, he became addicted. They have beautiful dress shoes. But they ain't cheap though. But hey, they're good. And they also come with a lifetime warranty. So if they ever get damaged, you drop them off. They even have a store in New Orleans, right? So I buying these shoes. He's like, oh, wow. Then he started really liking it, you know? Because I'm like, sometimes it really takes somebody to show you how to do a thing. Then you're like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people just don't know. You know, people don't know. They don't know. I mean, it does cost a little money, but you got to do it. Okay. You have to invest in yourself like you do. You know, I'm not saying all your paycheck should go towards fashion, but when you are a man and you get to a certain age, though, you should at least have like 1 or 2 good suits that are actually tailor made to your body. And then you should have like, you know, 2, 3 good pairs of like dress shoes. And yeah, they might cost you up to like $500. But that's why you don't want to be fat, because if you're fat, you're going to damage the shoe, right? So don't be too big. Okay. If you ain't too big, they're going to last you a long time. If you're fat, it's going to be a problem because your feet going to be too big. Okay. So,
Okay, well then.
yeah, he needs fashion school.
Thank you, everyone.
I really do believe like it is really awkward though. Like if you're not used to being on camera, you're not used to being recorded, ask questions on the spot, have a think about your answers on the spot. I think it could be a lot. That's why I feel like you got to give people time, like, to answer more questions, get more comfortable, laugh a little bit, because it's a lot. It's a thing. It's a real show. Like there are cameras everywhere. They're looking at you like, oh, look at the camera, answer this question. It's, oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Fun for tuning into this episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love.
Yeah.
If you'd like to be featured in any of our upcoming episodes, make sure you go ahead and click on that link in the description box.
Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. Thank you. Okay, we are tired. Let me show you a video I saw recently. Hold on. Y'all know me. I watch all kinds of politics. I am all over the place. Hold on. Oh, this one was good though, you guys. This video was good. Let me see. So we're not crazy. Hold on. Oh, was it at time? Hold on. Anton had a video today.
I literally don't know what the hell else to do. I did everything that I could. I went to college, got a degree in biology. I went to Duke for a scholarship program. That opened some doors for me. And then I went to explore the ocean on the Nautilus,
What the what?
Ocean Exploration Trust. I worked with them for 5 years. exploring the deep sea, describing new species, new areas of the ocean that had never been seen by the human eye before. I did that as science manager. I worked my way up from 2019 as an intern, being paid less than everybody else on the team. Cameramen were paid $200 or $300 more a day than me, the scientist running the lab that they were filming.
This was going really well. This was going incredibly well. This was going phenomenal. And then right when I thought that it was going to make sense, and right when I thought that everything was...
What do you do when you pulled yourself up? Let me see if I can find the video. Hold on. Because I'm like, where does Anton get these videos sometimes? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Because I don't really want to hear his commentary, though. Where's the video? Me. This is. Here she is. Hold on. Where's the video? Or did she delete the video? Maybe she did. Where did Anton see the video? Okay. All right, I don't see the video. Hold on. He's talking.
It was published in National Geographic. I remember them all celebrating me when I published that article about me being homeless and in poverty as a child, and how much I had to fight to excel to do what I have done. But as soon as I opened my mouth about workplace abuse, being yelled at and swore at the top of somebody's lungs, and having to board and live with that person in a small, confined room for 2 weeks. After I complained about that, amongst a few other things that are microaggressions, the first time in 5 years after working there, they didn't ask me to come back. It's called a silent firing. I was an independent contractor, so they think I have no rights, but in the state of California, I do. You all ruined my life. Ocean Exploration Trust is a facade. They do not stand for people of color. They use them as tokens. And I saw this on my last expedition in Ala Moana Kaiwili when we went to Papahanaumokuakea. All of these colonizing white scientists used language, lies, deception to explore the ocean in the areas that they wanted to.
Was I right or was I right? And my spidey senses be tingling, boy. Now all of a sudden, the company that she decided to work for is colonizers. So when you worked for them for 5 years,
the fact that they were looking for deep sea minerals when that was not the plan of the expedition. But because there were a couple billionaires on board and Donald Trump's buddies, they didn't care. They didn't even wear hard hats like OSHA told them to. Like they have to.
No,
and this
Trump's
is
buddies. It's Trump's fault.
big people, bigger than me. They didn't even follow my rules in the lab. They just walked all over me and pretended like I wasn't there.
Girl, you said they were billionaires. Like, why would they listen to you, girl? You barely make enough money.
Trump's fault. Got it.
I lost what I thought was my dream job. But in honesty, I have been protected from a group of people so foul, so deceptive, and do not walk in integrity. There had been several times where I told this organization that they needed to speak out on mistakes that they've made and address them. Instead, they turned off the comments and deleted the posts. I am suffering now. I have lost my job. I'm living off of $300 a week in Los Angeles on unemployment because of another employer that I had who forced me to stop working because I went on that ship. And because this person wanted me to finish my master's degree. And I was not able to finish my master's degree because of my mental health due to the trauma inflicted upon me by my PI, who quit the university after threatening to take away my income and making me sign a contract.
Are y'all noticing a pattern here? Are y'all noticing a pattern here? It's everybody else's fault.
Oh, it's not her fault.
Everybody else. This is not your.
No, hold on. Let's move on to this other video, y'all. I got something else for y'all. Hold on.
I'm single now, and I realize that I will never be completely happy as long as I'm providing for somebody. I'm sorry, but it irks me to come home after I've been working, you know, to see somebody sitting up on my couch and not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the fruits of my labor. The economy is a beast. And I worked hard to get to the place that I am today. I didn't have no handouts. You know what I'm saying? I had to work hard for this shit. And I'd be damn if, you know what I'm saying, I net LS. I'm single now.
So yeah. What happened?
That, for gay women. And our
hold on, what happened?
I'm single now. And after I've been working, you know, to see somebody sitting up on my couch and not doing shit.
Yeah, her voice is low.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Enjoying the
her.
fruits of my labor. The economy is a beast. And I worked hard to get to the place that I am today. I didn't have no handouts. You know what I'm saying? I had to work hard for this shit. And I'd be damn if, you know what I'm saying, I let somebody else come up in here and enjoy my shit without offering to contribute, to pay a bill up in this bitch. I'm trying to have something. I'm trying to own a home. You know, if the right woman come along, maybe a family with the right woman.
Let me say something right here. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Maybe the recession, I don't know. Maybe the economy eventually will get a lot of ladies to realize that being a lesbian is a scam. And I've said this before. And I've said, y'all can testify. I've said this, right? I said being a lesbian is a scam, especially being a stud is a scam, right? Because when you're a stud, you're still a woman. You are still a woman. Like, you want somebody to provide for you, take care of you, protect you, nurture you, etc., etc., etc. Because you can have the dreads, you can lie to yourself, you can dress like a boy, but deep down inside, you're a woman. Okay, you will always be a woman, and you will always have the needs of a woman. So when you're a stud, what exactly do you get out of this? Like, I really like, y'all. I'm not even trying to be offensive, right? But I would love to have a conversation with Black women that are studs and really be like, okay, what are you truly getting out of this? Like, what are the pros? Like, what are the benefits of being a lesbian? Like, seriously, like, especially a female stud, like no, because she's still gonna expect you to be the man in the relationship. It's like, you're not a man, you are a woman. You see? I told y'all this, and now look at her. She's like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of paying the bills. I'm tired of providing. I'm tired of taking out the trash. I'm tired. I'm like, yeah. And maybe that's why Jackie Hill Perry stopped being a lesbian and she went and got herself a husband, because I'm like, what do you get out of this? I just don't get it. To me, honestly, it is a scam. It really, really is a scam. If it was that beneficial for a woman to be with another woman for the rest of her life, like, we would have seen that all around the world. Like, we would have seen it across societies. Like, we don't. right? Because I'm like, maybe it's conventional wisdom. Like, okay, like you can have sisterhood, but you should not have a romance with the woman because what can she do for you? Like, seriously, besides take and take and take and take. So when I saw this video, I was like, you see, I've been saying this. I've been saying being a lesbian is a scam. Being a stud is a scam. You are going to be taken advantage of, especially if she's a new lesbian. Like those kinds of girls who have children, who've been with men before and things like that, they truly love men. They want to be with men. It's just that she's not willing to change her behavior to be with the man that you want to be with. So she's coming to you because you're a woman, you're an enabler, and you're not going to enforce boundaries. But you're not really her type. Yeah, you're not really her type. She's taking advantage. She is taking advantage of you. Like, I'm like, what do you get out of it? I don't know why. Marlene, I don't know why I would like sign up to provide for another woman. Like, no, I'm a woman too. I'm like, stud or not, like you are still a woman. And you're gonna wake up one day, you're gonna get tired of doing this because you're not a man. You are not a man. I'm like, yeah, I feel you.
But like I said, I need a partner that's gonna be a partner, not a dependent.
Huh?
You know, you can lean on me, I can lean on you.
Mm-mm.
You know, if one of us need help, I got you, and vice versa. You know, that's how I know it's real. We both women.
You see?
We both have the same needs. Shit, I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too.
Look at this. This guy said, nah, don't quit now. Strap up and clock it. Mr. Man, people, this man is crazy. He is crazy. These people are crazy. It's okay. He said that double standard is wild. Let a hetero man say this. These comments will be way different. Okay. He said, welcome to a man's world, twin. All right. It's a real thing. They're taking advantage.
I don't know why, but that.
What happened? Hold on. They're taking advantage.
And same needs. Shit, I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too. But I can't. Because I wouldn't have shit. The only time I'd be cool with being a provider for another adult is for my wife that's pregnant. And after the pregnancy, she decides she want to, homeschool the kids, because who the fuck want to put their kids
How will you even get her pregnant? Like, why do you people hate science so much? It's for my wife after she get pregnant. How's she gonna get pregnant? You say you still need a man. These people are just sexual perverts. Just sexual perversion. People have all kinds of trauma and all kinds of nasty minds. She said, after my wife get pregnant, baby girl, you don't have a penis. You have a clitoris. How you gonna get her pregnant? You don't make sperm. So you're gonna have to go look for a man. This is insanity. This isn't, I don't know why the left, I don't know why these people hate science like this. Like, this is just crazy. She's after my wife get pregnant. Who gonna get her pregnant? Ain't gonna be you. So whoever gets her pregnant, that's her husband. like, what is wrong with these people? I feel so bad for them. I really do. Like, it has to be some kind of trauma and some kind of like mental illness, because there's no way you can be this delusional and so serious at the same time. It's like, she's hella serious. She's like, well, it's for my wife once she gets pregnant. I'm like, she will never get pregnant unless y'all get a man. But then that's her husband. It ain't gonna be you. Like, girl, and how much money you gonna make? You're a woman. Like, you're a Black woman. Like, how much money are you really gonna make out here that you need to be the husband of another woman? No, she needs to go get herself a man, because you're a woman and you also need to get yourself a man. Okay, cut your drags. I mean, fix whatever this is. Okay, wear dresses. Do what Jackie Hill Perry did. Get you a husband. Okay. We're not doing this. This is crazy.
Education system right now, especially.
Oh, Lord.
But other than that, I'm not financially supporting another full able-bodied adult ever again. Because I realized that I'm never going to be happy doing that.
Of course.
You don't own a pot to piss in. You can't come piss in my pots. I'm single now. And I realized I'm single now. He was just stepping out to the little party in the night.
Look at this?
Go see that video and read the comments. You would think that it's straight women in her comments, not like lesbians or other studs. You got other studs calling her manly, calling her a super stud, a super dyke. You even got studs saying, I ain't no stud no more. All because she said she don't find men attractive, or if you find niggas attractive, then you not gay. If something is attractive.
Girl, you are too pretty for this.
I'm single now, and I realized that I will never be completely happy as long as I'm providing for somebody. I made a video the other day talking about me, a homosexual woman, how I will not be a provider for another homosexual woman.
Okay.
And for some reason, all the heterosexuals felt like they was invited to the party. That was a gay video for gay women and our gay lifestyles.
But you see, and the problem is they think because they're gay, they're somewhat unique. You're not unique. So it's like, because no matter what it is, if you put people of different genders in a relationship, you put people of the same sex in a relationship, right? You are still going to have some types of gender role. Like somebody's going to have to be more masculine and somebody's going to have to be feminine. Whoever is more masculine will have to be the provider. Y'all not that special. Like, I don't know why they think because they eat vagina or they play with the wiener that they're so special. Oh, she got a vagina, I have a vagina, and I eat her vagina, so therefore I'm special. Y'all not special. You just do things backwards. Like you just do things backwards, and it leads to nothing. Like what is all this, right? What's all this? You have two girls together, they're gonna scissor, they gonna salivate all over the sheets, right? Make the bed all kinds of wet with your saliva, and then it leads to what? That's it. I'm like, what do you? I would love. I guess because I'm not gay, so I don't get it. But I would really love to have a conversation with two, especially Black women who are lesbians, to really tell me, like, besides salivating and making the sheets all kinds of wet with your nasty stuff and the scissoring, what else are you getting out of this? What else are you getting out of this? Like, if you guys are ever outside and some guys really want to hurt y'all, both of y'all gonna start running like some females, like, oh my gosh, okay? You can't beat up a man. Like, y'all just lie to yourself because we live in a very organized, civilized society where we have police, we have the sheriff, we have this, and that, right? But if you were anywhere else, like, and you were like two gay people, like, would you really feel safe? No, you would not. No, you wouldn't. I feel like it's a comfort, like it's a privilege of like living in the West. Like it's a privilege of living in a really advanced society because two women by themselves, like, what can you do? I remember one time I was in the French Quarters, right? And I saw this Black couple, like a Black lesbian couple, right? And so the stud, like she was really skinny, very skinny, and her girlfriend was really pretty. And I'm like, not trying to be funny, right? But you taking this girl out, you taking her out places to the club, right? What if y'all go to the club and then she sees a man with way more money? Because, you know, first of all, a man with a bigger body and a bigger body part, because your stuff is fake. His stuff is real. What you gonna do, right? If y'all go in the club and the man says, I want to dance with her, you gonna fight that man? You cannot. You're a woman. Sit down somewhere, right? If he has more money, you can't compete. If he has a bigger private part than whatever kind of strap you got, you cannot compete. And do you really think your girlfriend is not going to leave with that man? We have R. Kelly. R. Kelly's, okay? Even R. Kelly said, don't bring your girl to the club because I'm a flirt. If R. Kelly can take girls from a man, what makes you think that a man who really wants to can't take your girl? You a woman. Like, I'm like, this really don't make no sense to me. I'm like, girl, if you a stud and your girlfriend's really pretty, y'all need to stay in the house. Y'all need to stay in the house. Mind you, and they love to go after these girls who are, you can tell the girl is a hetero, like you can tell she bisexual, right? They're gonna have these girls with the big old booties, the big old chest, you know, the girls be doing too much, and you want to risk your life. You want to risk your life behind that. Girl, you are insane. You are insane. I'm like, you are crazy. If a big old Black man pulls up, both of y'all you definitely gonna start running because you can't fight him. You can't fight him. You can't really protect her. Like, you cannot protect her. You cannot. I don't care how tall you are. You can be as tall as Brittany Griner. You cannot protect nobody. If Brittany Griner was really that strong, she'd be in the NBA, but she can't. She might dominate in the WNBA, but I promise you, even the smallest guy in the NBA can whoop her ass. Because at the end of the day, she's a woman. That's why she couldn't stay in Russia, because she's a woman. She can't do it. She cannot do it. I'm like, this is, I don't know, it's such a joke to me. I'm like, this is crazy. This is really crazy. But I'm like, to me, it's a scam. It's a love scam. And then there is no way that you can be a woman and you are comfortable behaving like a man, taking care of another woman as if you're a man, and denying the fact that you are born a woman and that you also have needs as a woman, right? No, it is not possible. It's not possible. No, it gotta be some kind of fear.
How the common denominator or the common word here is gay. I always talk about what's natural and what's normal. Well, for y'all straight people, y'all say it's natural for women to be submissive, and so it's natural for men to be leaders and providers over there. And that ain't got shit to do with us homosexuals. Ain't this a man's world? Or at least that's what the songs say, and that's what society say. Men make more money than women.
Exactly. So that's why you're crying. That's why you're complaining. You see, and I think a lot of those people too, I really think some part of it gotta be a mental illness, because ain't no way. There is no way that you can be so committed to being that delusional. You complain about not taking care of a woman because you don't make enough money. If you made as much money as a man, or you could make as much money as a man, it wouldn't be a problem to you. But it's like you don't make enough money because first you're a woman and you're a black woman. So when you come home after having worked all these hours to make just enough money, right? And this girl's sitting there not doing anything, you are extremely triggered. Because you feel as though, well, if I'm a woman and I'm working hard, you're also a woman. You have to work hard, right? Exactly. Most men kind of understand that's how it goes. It's like, okay, that's my woman. She's going to stand and pay the bills. But you're triggered because you don't make as much as a man. And most likely you'll never make as much as a man. It's a real thing. But how can you be a stud and think that you're not going to be expected to provide, right? Because no matter what relationship you're in, same gender, different genders, maybe no genders, I don't know. But somebody's going to assume a masculine role and somebody's going to assume a feminine role. And whoever assumes a masculine role has to be the provider. That's the person that's going to sacrifice the most. And my thing is, because you're a woman, it doesn't feel right to you. Like it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel fair. But if you were a man, yeah, it doesn't feel fair, but that's how it goes. You wouldn't be complaining about it. Right? And now you're embarrassed because I'm sure you're realizing, like, you know what? I'm not that special, huh? Whatever I go through, heterosexual people go through the same thing. There you go. Right? Because I think like allowing y'all to have this whole LGBTQ, whatever, oh yeah, we have a community, we're so different, the rainbow. It's like, no, we're all people. Right? And when you have relationships, like romantic relationships, somebody will be masculine and somebody's going to be feminine. Whoever is masculine is going to be accepted to sacrifice more, pay more of the bills, work harder, do this and do that. And because you're a woman, it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel fair. And you're right, it doesn't feel fair. And that's why I personally, I believe that all this lesbianism, I think it's a scam, especially for the one who's a stud. Like I've always said that. Like I always feel so bad for the ones who are studs, because I'm like, you're a man, you're a woman. You are a woman. And I have yet to see, sometimes, I guess like Hollywood maybe, but even in Hollywood, right? Like the only woman that's really rich is Ellen. But the vast majority of lesbians in Hollywood, they don't make that much money. They don't make that much money. And I also feel like, look at Lena Waithe, for example, right? She was out here cheating on her wife because I'm sure she also became resentful that she had to provide for this lady. So she was cheating with the girl that did Wicked, like the black girl, the Nigerian girl who did Wicked, right? They were having an affair, right? And I'm like, maybe that's why she's friends with Ponytail. What's her name? Ariana Grande, her little black bestie, right? She was having an affair with Lena Waithe when Lena was married to the woman, right? So I'm like, this is really a lot. But I'm like, I have yet to see, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it's not really common to see a lesbian couple, especially a black lesbian couple, that's really out here thriving like this. It's like, it's expensive.
Same fucking job. Being a registered nurse, which is a female-dominated career, the very few men in this career still make more money than we do as women.
You see, exactly.
I don't know why y'all think if a girl goes and put on a fucking t-shirt, some Jordans, a jeans, a hat, and get a little lineup, that she suddenly grew a dick and balls and suddenly overnight.
No, you thought you had the testicles and the wiener. You did that. So that's why you thought you could carry the load of being with a woman. It's not easy. Like, even I'm a woman. It is not easy to carry the load of being with a woman and taking care of her and dealing with her emotions and her tantrums and that. It's not easy. It really is not easy. And I'm sure if you're a woman and you live with another woman, I'm sure you're like, you know what, that's too much, because you got your own stuff you're going through. And I don't even know how we can be in a relationship where we both go through our menstrual cycle. And one thing that happens also, like when a lot of ladies live in the same house and they're still bleeding, right? It gets to a point where everybody starts bleeding at the same time. You don't notice this? Like most girls who are stuck together, like live together, they will end up bleeding like right around the same time. They'll have their menstrual cycle like a day or two off from each other. Like it's a real thing. So imagine you're PMSing and she's also PMSing. Like how's that even healthy? How's that even healthy? Right? That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm like, no. You can only have one bleeding person in this relationship. It's gonna be me. Okay? It can only be me. I'm like, this is crazy. It is crazy to me.
One of her X chromosomes changed to Y, and now she's a man. Single now. And
My baby. I'm gonna pray for you, boo-boo. I pray you come out of this. You're very pretty. She's very, very pretty. I pray you come out of this. I really do. Because I'm like, this right here, it's not sustainable. Look at this guy. He said, hey, stud, shut up and pay them bills like the rest of the man. Okay? You guys said biology's undefeated. Yeah, she's still a woman. There was this pretty girl. She went to her barber. Hold on. Let me see if I can find her. Hold on. Let me show you a video. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here it is, right? The way that boy messed with her, when I tell you she wanted to put on a dress. Watch this video real quick.
What
are you talking about?
That's a blooper hoodie? Is what you want? You want me this one from the front or the back? Which one? What you doing this weekend? Trying to do dinner or something? You like your haircut? Kind of cute. You see? Smile for me? Oh, my bad. So, I know you like your edge up straight. So, is that the way you're going to go today?
Yep.
Oh, so you like men again?
What did I do with my edge?
Oh. Look up right quick. Can you look up for me, please? Can you look up, please? Oh, shit. One more time. Can you look up? I'm trying to get to school. Can you?
You don't gotta touch my chin.
I said look up. Just look up.
Are y'all seeing this? You guys still here? Are you seeing this?
I won't look at you.
You want me to lay you back? I mean, raise it the sides in the back, or just the sides? Want me to oil you down? Okay.
Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? You have to see her. But I'm like, there's nothing she could do. Like, he's pinching her cheek. She can't fight this man. And I'm sure whatever relationship she's in, I'm sure she's the stud, right? But you can see she can't even fight. He's pinching her cheeks like she can't. She was mad, but she gonna hold it in because she can't fight him. She can't fight him. And he keeps messing with her. It's just like there's nothing she can do. So okay. So now imagine you're a lesbian and she's your girl. She's your stud girlfriend, right? If a man really wants to come at you, she can't protect you. He gonna beat her ass. Like man, please sit out somewhere, right? It's like this is insanity. It is insanity. So after this, because I guess he turned her on. When I tell you she went and put on a dress, she's very pretty. When I tell you she went and put on a dress, I need to find this video. Hold on. I will find the video. Hold on.
That's enough oil on you? I can get the baby oil. I'm never coming back. There you go. You still having a Christmas sleepover tonight? You fresh now. What's your name? Ooh. Daddy. Shit, hey. You could where you trying to go tonight? You ain't gotta pay me. It's cool.
No, she gave a move. Look, you see? You see? You see? He hurled her back and she just stayed. Look at that. You see this? He pulled on her sweater. Like he held her back. She couldn't even fight. There's a video where she put on a dress. I need to find this girl. Hold on. Hold on. I will find this girl. Hold on. She put on a dress after this. I'm like, it was so viral. Like, there's nothing she could do because when you're by yourself, you can lie to yourself, like, oh, I'm manly, whatever. But when you around a real man, like somebody that can really whoop your ass, like you know you're a woman. So there's a video of her. She wore a dress. Who has this video? She looks so good. She's extremely pretty. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Oh, here she is. Here she is. I found it. Yeah. So y'all look what happened. What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where am I? What is this? Okay. All right. So here she is now. Yeah. She put on a dress. Like, you see this? This is crazy. Let me see.
Work should be rewarding for everybody, right? Because we all.
How much you want to take off the top? The size. Everything. You ain't gotta pay me. It's cool.
It only takes one solution to capture data, generate documents, collect e-signatures.
This is getting on my nerves. Where's the video? Okay. What am I doing now? Hold on. Where am I? Screen. Okay. Do y'all see her? You see her in that dress? There's a video of her in the dress. So you guys, she is really pretty. Like, she is seriously pretty, right? So after this incident, the next video you see her in, she wore a complete dress. So I'm like, This is crazy.
You ain't gotta pay me. It's cool. How much you want to take off the top?
This is insanity. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is really crazy. But for me, Marley, I just don't see, like, I really need to understand, like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you get out of this, though? Hold on. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you're a woman. It's like you need to be loved on. You need to be protected. You also need to be provided for. Like, you can't do this. You can't do this. I mean, this is crazy.
Into the relationship, you get upset that they are treating you the way that you treated yourself at the beginning of the relationship. What's up, everybody? I'm Keita, your career dating coach and matchmaker, and I am here with another video. And today we're going to talk about why lesbian relationships don't last. Now, look, it's not just lesbian relationships that aren't lasting or going the distance, as you may say. It's relationships in general. And so I'm definitely going to speak from like the queer perspective and, you know, talk about U-hauling and a couple of other things that like we as queer people and specifically as lesbians as we do. But I want you to take this concept and just know that it doesn't just apply to you. These are things that are going on in every single relationship. So just know that you're not by yourself. You're not the problem. But I'm going to give you some reasons as to why your lesbian relationship is not lasting. Right. So reason number one is that we are conditioned to think that the hardest part about a relationship is getting into one. If you think about all of the Disney movies that you watch, right? From a little kid, you see this obstacle that these characters have to go through in order to actually be together. And so we think once that we're in the relationship, it's all fine and dandy, we're good to go, and it's going to be smooth sailing from there. But that is not the case. Dating is a skill. Being in a relationship is a skill. And we are often not taught how to be in relationships. We're not taught or given the skills.
But men are not the problem. Because I'm like, I just can't imagine two women being together. Because I'm like, women are extremely delusional. So two females together, nah, that's a whole lot of delusion.
Of what, you know, actually makes a good relationship. We are simply viewing the relationships around us and saying, yes, I'll do that. No, I won't do that. That seems really, that didn't work for my parents or didn't work for my sister. So I'm going to do the complete opposite, and we overcorrect. We are simply out here guessing. And so when you do get into a relationship, you don't wipe your hands off and think, all right, cool, I'm done, right? That's probably the biggest mistake you can make. You have to take each day and each opportunity to grow as the relationship grows, as you and your partner grow together, as life changes and as obstacles are thrown your way. Reason number two is that we are not mindful in the dating process. This means, especially as lesbians, U-hauling is a thing. When we are on our 24-hour date or the date that lasts weeks and weeks because you haven't spent any time apart, we can get really caught up in the future. Like, what does the future look like with this person, right? Which is why we put so much pressure on the first date, because we go into the first date thinking, am I good enough for this person? Are they good enough for me? Can I build a life with them? All that. Instead of being just mindful and being present to the person that's right in front of you. See, pressure comes and stress comes when we start to think about the future, or when we start to think about what we've done in the past and trying to make sure that we're not doing those things. When we can be mindful in the moment with this person, am I having a good time? What's the attraction like? Can we create chemistry? Then we are more likely to have our relationships last, because we understand what it's like to take it on day by day, moment by moment. And then when something comes up, we can reflect on what has been going on in the present, not what we want in the future. That's where dating someone's potential, because you're thinking about the future, comes in, rather than being present to who they are, what they're doing, and how they're showing up for you, and who you are, what you're doing, and how you are showing up for them. Which brings me to my next point. oftentimes in the dating process, we are neglecting ourselves, which means that we're not looking at those red flags, looking at the little things and addressing them right away, right? And how does that affect us, right? Because when we let those red flags go or those yellow flags go and we don't address them, right, then we're basically training and teaching that other person how to treat us. Right? What happens so often is we will treat ourselves a certain way at the beginning of the relationship. We'll put what we want on the back burner. We won't ask for what we want, right? And then this other person gets this view of like, oh, okay, they don't really care about what they want. They only care about what I want. And then when you get into the relationship, you get upset that they are treating you the way that you treated yourself at the beginning of the relationship. They brush off those little things that don't seem like a big deal because guess what? You brushed off those little things at the beginning.
Are you guys hearing what she's saying? Y'all still here? You're falling asleep. Look, we're almost done. You hearing what she's saying? This is kind of scary though. It really is scary, and it goes to show. I mean, like I'm not trying to be offensive. Hopefully nobody here is a lesbian and gets offended. But if you're offended, I get it. Okay, but I'm not trying to be offensive. But like I said, to me, lesbianism, it's a scam. It's a scam. And to me also, you're more likely to experience emotional abuse if you're a lesbian. Yeah. Because you are more likely to experience emotional abuse if you're a woman, if you're a lesbian. Because everything she's saying right here is like, okay, so these women are in a relationship and nobody is aware. Like nobody practices self-awareness. People are extremely selfish. People only think about themselves and what I want. What do I want to do? How can a 24-hour date, a 7-week-long date, a month-long date? Do y'all go to work? Do you people actually work? Right? Do you people actually work? And it's funny how we have yet to talk about finances. We're just talking about, oh, how I feel, how you feel, my feelings and my feelings. But do you? I need to have a actual conversation with people that are lesbians. Like I have questions, right? But when you're in a lesbian relationship, like, do you guys talk about finances? Does money matter, or is it that you're looking for someone who can enable you? Like, because I do. For me, honestly, I feel like whoever is the STEM, right? Whoever is the STEM is giving narcissist. Because I told you, like one day, I don't know what happened, but one day I found myself on the Black gay side, like the Black lesbian side of TikTok, right? And what I saw there, honestly, you guys, I was kind of disgusted because it was giving the studs, they go to work, and then the STEMs, they're at home, they're on TikTok, they're playing with their makeup, and some of the STEMs were even overweight. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Why are you overweight? Like, why are you in the house overweight? You ain't got no kids. You're supposed to be a STEM. So I'm thinking like, okay, like you gotta be slim and slender and feminine, right? No, you're big. You're in the house. You eat all the food. You play with makeup. You are all like, they're on all these panels. But then the Black girl that's the stud, she's at work. And I'm like, but how's that for you? How's that for you? Okay, why you get to have a hobby? Because no, you're a woman and she's a woman. I don't care. I'm like, I don't care. She's a woman. So if she's working, you also need to be working. And then on the weekends, you can do your little makeup or whatever. But I'm like, this is crazy. And then there was this one Black girl that I saw. She was a stud, you guys. But when I looked at her, something in my spirit was like, this girl, she's getting taken advantage of. And I even left her a message. Like I went on her live and I'm like, God is telling me you need to be careful because you're just really, really sweet. Like I could just tell she was just so sweet. And I'm like, these girls right here, they're going to take advantage. They're going to take advantage. Because with women, you got to have boundaries, y'all. With women, you got to have boundaries. Even in like female friendships, you got to have boundaries. You have girlfriends out here who will call you and just trauma dump on your ass without even saying, hey, Marlene, are you okay right now? Can I talk to you about this? Like, are you in a place where you can receive? Do you have the mental space that you can receive? You know what I'm saying? You have people just call you and just start dumping all this information on you. It's like, yo, it's a lot for me. Like, dang, this is dark. This is crazy, right? They ain't got no mind. They don't have minds. They don't have minds. And I'm like, you really have to enforce boundaries. Yeah, it's a lot. It really is a lot. It really is a lot. So it's like, that's just friendship. So I can't even imagine romantically being intertwined with a woman. Y'all don't have it in me. I do not have it in me. You couldn't pay me money. Like I'm telling you, if we no longer had men on the planet, y'all, I'm gonna die like this. That's it. No way. No way. You could not pay me money to be romantically intertwined with a woman. What? They're too much. And on top of that, the vast majority of them don't listen. They don't listen. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And everything we've seen, like Miss Celeste and this and that, all these black women that we have seen, like in their 40s or 50s, like living out their cards, being homeless, not planning for the future, not saving any money, not being diligent with their money. This is what the vast majority of these women do. They don't care about finances. They don't care about saving. They don't care about, okay, let's delay pleasures. Oh, get me this, buy me that, buy me, right? And I do feel as though, not me, I'm telling you this, right? I don't agree with homosexuality, okay? I don't agree with lesbianism, but I truly have a soft spot for black women who are studs. I really do. Because I'm like, this is not fair. You're being taken advantage of. You're a woman too. Like, I don't know. I always feel bad. Every time I see a black girl, she's a stud. I feel so bad for her. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're going to be taken advantage of. And I also feel like sometimes these girls, they prey on these female studs because they feel as though, well, she can't really get a woman. Like, because a lot of female studs are attracted to girls that men are attracted to. You understand, right? So because she knows that you like her, because the fact that she's attracted to men, if you're able to get her, it kind of validates your ego. Like, oh, look, I can pull whatever a man is pulling, right? So they prey on that. And because of that, she gonna make you pay a premium for loving her. So for y'all to be in a relationship, you're gonna have to give her way more money. You're gonna have to let her do way more foolishness. You're gonna have to put up with her all kinds of laziness, right? Because she knows that deep down inside you are insecure. I saw this one girl, this one light-skinned girl. She's like them Afro-Latinas, like them light-skinned Latinas with a big old booty, like the culo, like, you know, grande culo, like a big old butt. I saw her with this black girl, a very skinny black girl, like this girl right here. She's taking advantage. She's taking advantage. You look at that girl and you look to her, okay, her eyes. You can tell she's into men. I could look at that girl and with her big ass culo, okay? Okay, trasero, but like gordo, muy gordo, like a gordo culo, like a big old ass. And I look at this light skin, like she's so light. Like, oh my gosh, y'all, she is like super light Latina. I'm like, I see you, mommy. I see you. Like, y'all look at that. I see you for what you are. You are playing on this girl. And the black girl, when you see her, you can tell she's extremely shy. She's extremely shy. And that Latina, like she opened them little tight ass jeans. I'm like, so you go out with this skinny black girl and you wear them tight ass jeans because you want these men to look at your trasero, to look at tu culo, right? She wants men to look at her. Because my thing is, if you're a lesbian, yeah, your girlfriend might think she a man, but you know damn well she ain't a man. You know she can get her ass whooped. That girl's so damn skinny, she can't protect you. So why are you dressed like this in public? Right? Why are you dressed like this? Why do you want man to look at you? If you decided to be with a lesbian, if you decided to be with a skinny a stud that'll weigh more than 130 pounds, that girl don't weigh more than 130 pounds, y'all. Okay, I'm like, yo, I can pick her up. Even I can pick her up. Okay? But can you imagine? Like me, Marlene, if I was a stud, right? You're not wearing them clothes. Girl, no, you are crazy. Which lets you know she's into men. But the man she wants probably don't want her. Or like the man she wants, he has standards. And she don't want to behave. She don't want to behave. So she's taking advantage. But every outfit, you see her whole silhouette. You see her ass. You see her titties. So she's advertising. She's like, she has you to pay her bills, buy her stuff until she can get the man she wants. Because I'm like, girl, you're advertising. We're not stupid. I'm a woman. You're a woman. I know exactly what you're up to. Get out of here. This girl's not your style. They are insane. I'm like, this is so predatory. It is so predatory, right? But I'm like, she knows because the dark-skinned girl, she's probably thinking to herself, oh, wow, this light-skinned girl likes me. This Afro-Latina, okay? These feisty Latina, okay? Latina, Afro-Latina, okay? She likes me. I'm a girl. She's taking advantage. Have you ever looked into somebody's eyes and you knew they were scheming and scamming? Like, I don't know how to say. I'm like, I looked at that girl and I look at her outfits, I look at her energy, and I'm like, no, she's just with this girl because right now this girl allows her to do all kinds of foolishness. Okay, but she likes the attention of men. She does, and most likely she's been with a man before. But her heart got broken, or she has bad behavior. She don't want to change her behavior. So she's coming to you because she knows, because you're insecure, because you're playing a role like you're a trans man. Like, you're not really a man, but you think you're a man, right? But you have internal stuff on the inside. That's why you want to dress like this. You're running for something. Maybe it's trauma. Maybe it's abuse. I don't know. Maybe you have daddy issues, right? Maybe you have severe men disappointment, right? But it's like it's the, I don't know, the final ring, the final level to be able to pull a girl that's traditionally attracted to men, and that usually goes with the man. It validates you in your studness. Like, it makes you feel, oh yeah, I must be a real stud, huh? No, she's taking advantage. She's taking advantage, right? But I'm like, I don't know. I'll wait and see. Like, when we're 50 and 60, but I would love to see people who were studs, like a lesbian couple that really made it, like, career life, and then they're aging with money and they're doing well financially and they're financially sound. I would really love to see it. I would really love to see it. But I'm like, to me, two women together, it's giving poverty. It's giving poverty because nobody in this relationship is going to be nobody's going to want to be the mean guy. Nobody is going to want to be, okay, like, no, I said no, I'm not doing it. No, well, she's going to start crying. She's going to start finessing you. And because you're a woman, you'll give right into it, right? She's taking advantage. She's taking advantage. I'm like, no, this is crazy.
Beginning of the relationship, and everybody does it, right? It can be driven by fear. It can be driven because we don't want to be alone, because everybody else in our life is in relationships and we want to be in a relationship as well. Or maybe the first couple of dates went really well and you start thinking about the future. And here's the biggest thing. We go to talk to other people and we let other people convince us that those things, those uncomfortable things that we know in the pit of our stomach that we should address, we let other people convince us that they're not a big deal. So be careful, because just because it's not a big deal to someone else doesn't mean it's not a big deal to you. It doesn't mean that it's not important to you. And again, you are training and teaching this person how to treat you. And so if you're letting somebody else talk you into, like, oh, it's not a big deal that they didn't call and text you and let you know they were on their way. It's not a big deal that they did this thing, right? If you're letting those things slide, they will seep into the relationship. And then this little thing has become this huge problem that you tend to constantly. This reason why your lesbian relationship isn't lasting is because you are running away from the pain. Look, we all have trauma that we have to heal. Doesn't matter how you grew up, right? We're all in relationships. We all have issues, right? And so a lot of times people aren't going deep into those issues and healing those things, right? What we're doing is,
like, I don't know. And I'm going to say this as a Christian woman, right? As a Christian woman, I really do feel like we really have to pray for the brothers and sisters, but especially the sisters who are lesbians. Like, we really have to pray for them, because I don't know. To me, nobody can convince me that this is not some kind of reaction to some serious trauma. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be, I'm really not. I'm really coming from a place of love. But every time I see this, I'm like, these girls are really hurting. They are seriously hurting. And sometimes I even wonder if it's not like, could it be the case that growing up, they didn't have mothers who loved them enough? So now they're chasing a female romantic relationship because she's like searching for that maternal love. Like, does that make sense to you guys? Like, could it be? Could it be? So because your mom was not close to you, your mom didn't hug you enough, your mom didn't talk to you enough, she didn't love on you enough, she severely neglected you, right? So maybe like you grow up and you feel like, wow, I think I love a woman. I think I'm in love with a woman. You know what I mean? When maybe it's like, no, your mom hurt you. And now you're looking for a woman that can give you the love that your mother never gave to you. But that does not really mean that you're a lesbian. But because the problem is, you see, the problem we have with this culture today, especially like, yeah, here, I'll hear a child, I'll hear, right? The problem that we have with this culture today is that, for example, if a boy says, oh, I want to wear anything pink, oh yeah, he's a girl, let's start doing the whole trans, da, da, da. It's like, no, maybe he just wants to wear pink. You can like pink without being a trans person, right? But today it's like, if you do anything outside of your gender, then automatically you're gay, and then automatically we got to put you on hormone therapy, right? It's like, a young lady, she could have feelings for a woman, but because nobody's allowed to talk to her, because as soon as you try to talk to her, are you sure you're gay? How do you know you're gay? How do you know that you're not just seeking sisterhood, maybe a intimate form of sisterhood, but you're not really trying to have sex with her? Like, how do you really know that you're a lesbian? How do you know? Right? But you can't ask these questions because they'll say, oh, you're homophobic, you're shaming somebody, you're this, none of that. But no, it's none of that. It's to really ask people meaningful questions. Because if you can't properly explain why you're attracted to these women, or like why you're attracted to this girl, right? How do we know that you're really gay? Right? And that's the problem that I had with Tammy, like Tammy, Waka Flocka Tammy, because when her daughter came to her, Charlie came to her, and Charlie said she was a lesbian. And I'm like, what the heck? And then Tammy went along with it. Waka, I was so disappointed. He didn't say anything. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, they're on social media, they're on reality TV, so they're gonna go with the LGBTQ agenda, right? But I, Maureen, as a parent, if I've never had any kind of sense like that my daughter or my son was gay, and you come to me and say that you're gay, I'm like, okay, are you sure you're gay? Or is it because everybody now on social media is gay, so therefore you think you're gay? Explain it to me, right? Like, you have the right to question your children. Because how do we know? How do I know that it's really coming from within you, or versus like it's society or like social media and all these influencers, right? They make it seem like, oh, I'm gay and I'm happy and I'm gay. Because when you're on social media, if you're a young person and you consume social media, you know, every time somebody comes out the closet or anytime a boy wears makeup, right? There's so much praise. There's so much money to be made. They get all these brand deals. So I can see how children who want to be seen, they want to feel special. I can see how a child can say, well, if I want some attention, maybe I got to say I'm gay. Maybe I need to say I'm part of the rainbow. I can see that, right? Maybe sometimes kids are just acting out because they want your attention. Right? Oh, well, if you think you're gay, okay, sure. Then fast forward, she's no longer gay. Now Charlie has a boyfriend. Someone says she was never gay. And you got to protect your children from foolishness, right? It's the same thing with Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri, somehow she woke up one day and she was like, oh, she's a lesbian. I'm like, what the heck? You're a lesbian how? Right? She got involved with this other black girl who's Jamaican. Come to find out, the black girl was like beating on her. Like, have you noticed how she's calmed down a lot? Right? Do you remember Sha'Carri where everybody was clowning her? She was doing the very most. She was acting like she was crazy. Do you remember that side of Sha'Carri, that version of Sha'Carri? Okay, fast forward now. Have you noticed how Sha'Carri is so much more mature? She's a lot calmer. She doesn't talk too much. She just goes out there and win. Okay, because Sha'Carri is no longer a lesbian. Because that girl she was with, that girl had demonic energy. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me find a picture. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. So Sha'Carri was out here dating this girl. Okay. And that's when all the crazy stuff was happening in her career. And come to find out, this girl was also running track. But the problem is, she was not doing as well as Sha'Carri. So how do we know that this girl was not jealous? So because she was jealous, because she's a woman, I don't care how much of a stud, whatever, no, whatever, she's a woman, right? So we know how we get. So maybe the fact that Sha'Carri was getting all the spotlight, Sha'Carri's always winning. You got Sha'Carri used to run like crazy at LSU. That's why I was so confused. Like, why is she behaving this way? The whole time she was in this toxic relationship with this girl. I think this girl also beat her up. That she was beating on her, right? And now you fast forward. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. What is this? Is this her?
All excited. Track and field fans, we're all excited. Let's just kind of just go back into that just a little bit. I know that you're not really here to talk about that, but I would love to hear.
Actually, Mr. Curry, talk about anything that other people can learn from, because my life is not just for me, but for other people.
Okay. Not trying to be funny. Not trying to be funny. But if my daughter told me she was a lesbian, first of all, I wouldn't be okay with this. Number two, if she told me she was dating somebody like this, I'm like, no, this young lady obviously has mental issues. She's not okay. Why do you look like this? Right? Why do you look like this? Why? Like, why do you look like this? Okay. Why does a young woman want to look like a YN that just got released from prison? That don't make no sense. That does not make any sense. Right? Because a lot of people are not okay. So now you fast forward. Hold on. Okay. Let me show you this. Hold on. Okay. You fast forward. She took that girl out of her life. She looks like this. I'm like, she's winning every race. Hold on. Show you her new boyfriend. Christian Coleman. There you go. Right? So now she's dating this boy. Okay. Look at the energy in the video. Like, look. Oh my gosh. Please look at her energy in this picture, right? Look at her here, right? Compare that to here. Okay. Compare, contrast, right? Look, hold on. Look at this picture right here. Look at the energy. Look at the energy, right? And then compare that to this. More feminine, more soft, peaceful, quiet. When was the last time you heard anybody have anything to say about Sha'Carri besides the fact that she's winning? Hello? Maybe y'all sleeping. That's a problem, okay? Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And so it could be that this girl was indeed sabotaging her. Because I'm like, her energy was so dark. It was just so dark. It was just so dark. And I'm like, you're not safe. You are not safe. You are not going to, you're not safe. You are not safe. You will never be safe with somebody who's trying to be something they can never be. You can never be safe trying to be with somebody who's overcompensating because they are trying to guess what a man would actually do. So you're going to get, this is when you get toxic masculinity, because you will never be a man. So therefore, you will never understand what it is to be a man. And when you do try to be a man, you're going to do it completely wrong. And you're more likely to hurt somebody. Right? Like, I'm like, this is so not healthy. But I'm like, ever since she's been with this boy, Sha'Carri is quiet. Sha'Carri is feminine. Like, Sha'Carri makes more sense. She's out here with her natural hair. I'm like, what is going on? They're like, no, she left the girl. You guys, that girl was beating on her. The girl was putting hands on her. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insanity. There's so much abuse. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Why is she putting her hands on you? And Sha'Carri didn't know how to leave. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? What is going on? Right? But when it happened with Tammy and her daughter, Charlie, I'm like, no, Tammy, you have to ask her questions. Like, are you sure? Is she sure? How does she know she's gay? Like, how do you know? And most likely, Charlie was just acting out because of everything you see on social media. And it's a way to get people to leave comments, to like you more, to get brands to sponsor you. Because now it's like, being gay, it's like, oh wow, look, they're gay. Oh my gosh, it's like it's people treat it like it's an achievement or something like that, right? I'm like, oh, who cares, right? It's not a big deal. But for young people, they see it. You like, oh, From who? James Charles, Jeffree Star, Nikki Tutorials, what's her name? Dylan Mulvaney. Like, it's a lot of people like that, right? When they announce to the world that they're LGBTQ, right? They make so much money. They sell all their products. Everybody feels so bad for them. Everybody, Patrick Star, everybody wants to start supporting the gay. Like, oh my gosh, look at these white people. They're gay. Look, and they're so oppressed. Oh my gosh, look, they're so oppressed. They're oppressed, right? They're marginalized. They're so marginalized, right? So that they get all the support for being white and having a same-sex attraction. Make it make sense, right? So I can see, even when it comes to Zion, I will not be surprised that Zion also got influenced by social media, because most likely Zion was affected by Dwayne Wade divorcing mother. You know, children react to divorce. They do. So it's like, how do we know that with Zion also, like, it's not the child acting out? And I'm not going to say the she. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. But how do we know that this child is not acting out? You know, I'm like, when you had a divorce, when you divorced the mama divorced you. I don't remember how it went. But my thing is, when you guys had a divorce, right? Did Zion ever go to therapy to deal with the fact that his parents were divorced, right? We don't know how toxic it is in the house. We don't know how toxic. And I really do believe that Dwayne Wade is toxic. I really do. I think he's extremely toxic. But because he has more money, he controls the narrative, he has better PR, so people think, oh, he's a good person. I don't think he's a good person. Okay? Because I'm like, what's the rush though? Like, what is the rush? What parent do you know wants to be out here parading his child, quote unquote, transitioning? Most people who want to protect their child. But I'm like, there's something weird about this man anyways. There's something extremely weird about this man. But because he has lots of money, he's played basketball. So people always worship people that have money. So it is what it is. But my thing is, when it comes to Zion, how do we know that Zion this is not a way for Zion to look for attention? You know, maybe the child felt completely unseen by both parents. You know, and then you get on social media, the vast majority of all these influencers who are incredibly successful are usually gay or transsexual, right? Nikita Dragon, Nikki Tutorials. I mean, even James Charles, he's always dressed like a woman. Like, you know, when a man dresses like a woman, they get a lot of support. They make a lot of money, right? People like that weird stuff. They really do. So how do we know that Zion, like most children, being a child that grew up with a tablet, always on YouTube, always on social media, how do we know that this child is really being honest about, oh, I think I'm trans, as opposed to, well, I'm starting to notice that my favorite YouTubers are now coming out as trans. Even JoJo Siwa now says she's whatever she says she is. Okay? Mr. Beast, he had his friend Chris. Chris used to be a boy. One day, Chris wakes up and Chris says he's a man. He's a woman. I'm like, what is going on here? Right? This was so confusing. But it's like there is like subliminal messaging to the children. Hey, say that you're something else, so that way you'll have love, attention. A lot of people go give you stuff and give you gifts and things like that. And that's exactly what happened. But I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Zion felt like, okay, maybe if I do that, I'll get more time with my dad and I'll get more attention from my dad. We just never know. That's why you got to give children time. And a lot of times, so even if your child says they're gay, and even if you really believe they're gay, I just feel like you should take the child to therapy and really make sure that this is really who they are and not what they think they have to be. Because on social media, everybody that's a man now, most beauty influencers, most big influencers are part of the LGBTQ. Even like on Sesame Street, they try to do it. On freaking Barney, they try to do that kind of stuff. But like they bring in everything. The cartoons. I'm even surprised that they haven't made Pocoyo LGBTQ. I'm really surprised, because everything that pertains to children, there is somebody in there that's LGBTQ, right? And I'm like, and the children can see the kind of accolades, the prizes, the money. I mean, look at Dylan Mulvaney, like in less than a year. Oh, my second day being a woman, my third day being a woman, my day 300 as a woman. So much money was being made. And I even feel like I feel like part of the reason why Dylan even did it, because he knew if I say that I'm trans now, I'm going to have way more support, way more views, way more everything. So he did it and it worked out for him. So I'm like, children are not stupid. They know what goes viral on social media. They know what brings attention on social media. They know, and they know. And if they're not getting something they need, they're not getting the validation that they're looking for. Yeah, maybe the child's going to say, oh, mommy, I think I'm gay. Mommy, I believe I'm trans, whatever. But I'm like, either way, you should always say, okay, explain that to me. And maybe we'll go to therapy because I need to make sure like it's really coming from you and it's not coming from social media. So hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. Maybe y'all asleep, but it's okay. You can catch a replay. It's fine.
Numbing the pain. We're shopping or we're drinking or we're smoking or we're doing all of these things that can push all of that trauma down, right? But what happens is when you get in a relationship with the other person, they will reflect back to you what needs to be healed, what's still going on. And it's not because, not solely because you're trauma bonding, right? But there's someone that says we tend to get in relationships or marry our unfinished business. It's just unfinished business. It's an opportunity for you to self-soothe. It's an opportunity for you to heal yourself, for you to heal your younger child or your teenager or wherever the pain started and the trauma came from. But if we're numbing and we're running away from that, or we're blaming the other person and not being responsible for what's going on over here with us, your relationship won't last.
And see, and that's another problem too, because I'm like, when two women are together, who holds the other woman accountable? You see, drinking, shopping, eating. Because women have a hard time with their emotions. So I'm like, if you put two women together, like, who's going to be the one woman that says, okay, no more alcohol, no more food, no more this, right? We're going to work on this. Like, you have to get out of bed. You can't be in this bed depressed all day. Like, this is just not going to work. Who's going to say that? Nobody. They're both going to start eating. And you see it too, huh? When a woman gets overweight, like morbidly obese, you'll see it in the comments. A slew of women just lying. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you, girl. You look good, girl. You're fine, girl. There's nothing wrong with you. BMI is racist. I'm like, this is insanity. Oh, you're working tonight? No, I'm being really serious. Women are extremely toxic. Like, you'll read the comments. No one's going to say, sis, you got to stop. Like, you need to stop. Oh, no, girl. There's nothing wrong, girl. Don't let them judge you, girl. Don't let them put you down, girl. So I'm like, okay. So I can only imagine two women in a relationship. Like, who's going to say to the other person, like, stop eating already? It's enough food. Right? And even if you want to say it, are you actually going to say it? Maybe not, because, I don't want to be mean. Like, she's going through it. Like, I don't want to be mean, right? Because you're a woman. So you're more likely to enable her because you don't want to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the bad person. Yeah. It would be really hard because even I'm like, for what I know, I'm a woman, like my personal experience, even holding a friend accountable can stop a whole friendship. Can you imagine? This is so crazy, right? Even being honest with a girlfriend, like your actual friend, being honest with her is enough for her to never want to talk to you again. So I can only even imagine, like, if you have a romantic relationship with a woman, like, I can only imagine how fearful you must be to say how you really feel. She might never forgive you. She might never talk to you again. She might not talk to you for days. She said, but sometimes that doesn't work. It has to be within them too to stop wanting to eat truthfully. Yeah. But you see what she's saying? Like, oh, you want to go shopping. You want to go buy some food. Like, it goes to show you, Cassie. I even said, how do you write? It just goes to show, Cassie, women have a tendency of running away. They run away. Like, they run away from facing the problem and finding a solution. We tend not to be solution driven. That's why, for the most part, we're always talking about the past. If you ever find a group of women conversing amongst themselves, They always talking about their past. My ex, I'm on a healing journey. My ex, they don't know how to define themselves without talking about previous trauma, the past trauma, a man that did me wrong, my coworker did me wrong, my mom did me wrong. Women have a hard time moving on. Like their pain, it becomes their identity. So to tell this girl, oh, you have to learn to function without like blaming anybody, without like, you know, resorting back to your past. Like you have to look forward. Like you got to push forward. Like, child, she ain't going to do it. She's not going to do it. That's why even when it comes to going to the gym, the vast majority of ladies do not want to have a male trainer because they know he's not going to put up with the BS. They rather go with a female trainer. Because they're oh, girl, I'm having my period. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm like, okay, if you're tired, it's fine. We can always do it tomorrow. Like we'll do it next week, right? Women don't push back. So another woman, she knows if I tell her I have my period, if I tell her my back hurts, if I tell her like, girl, I really had a rough day today. She's like, oh, it's okay, Cassie. You know, we can always reschedule. Right? But if you train with a man, it's like, oh, okay, what happened again? What you say, girl? You better do them pull-ups, right? And I promise you, I'm gonna tell you my own personal story, right? Because I used to be silly also, huh? I used to be really, really silly, right? But I'll tell you this: like when I started working out, like 2020, before the lockdown stuff, when I started training with Jasper, I mean, of course, I'm married, so I kind of realized that. But you can really see that men and women are different. And honestly, right? And honestly, you guys, having a male trainer training with Jasper, you guys, I discovered something in me I didn't even know I had. For real, for real. If I had a female trainer, I would have been, I don't know, I would have been like, girl, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to run. I don't know. I'm tired, right? And maybe I never would have became a runner, right? They're like, girl, what? Like you run at speed 7? Because I had to work really, really hard to get to a place where I can run at speed 7. Jasper pull up, and it's like he start hitting the little buttons like 7.1. Go harder, Marlene. I'm like, Jasper gonna kill me. 7.2. 7. I'm like, this is crazy. Like during COVID, because we were training in the quarantine, I used to go to his gym. We would train during the quarantine. I started calling it the Inferno. I called it the Gauntlet, right? But it's like I got to a point, you guys, I made up my mind. I'm like, okay, Marlene, he's gonna torture you for about like 90 minutes or like 2 hours. Like, you know, you're about to be tortured, but guess what? You ain't gonna die. That was my mindset. I'm about to be tortured, but I'm not gonna die. Right? Even the Stairmaster, Jasper put me on there. Right? I was like, what the heck? I'm not doing this. What the heck? Oh, Marlene, don't hold the handles, Marlene. Oh, Jasper, you gonna kill me. Okay. But it's a real thing. But I'm like, yo, I started running by myself. Cassie, like when I first went to Orange Theory, when I tell you the mile, I was at 24 minutes. And mind you, I had female coaches, but I'm like, girl, leave me alone, girl. Shut up. Like, you crazy. But there was something about training with Jasper. There's something about training with men. You're like, who? What? You understand? So I went from like a mile was 24 minutes and like some change, right? Down to a mile was like 7 minutes and like 15 seconds, something crazy like that. I was like, what the heck? I never even ran this fast in high school. Girl, mama with 2 kids, okay? Not even a runner. But I'm like, I became a runner and I started running by myself because I knew how evil Jasper was. So I would train by myself. So that way, when he would push me hard, I wouldn't die. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm like, every woman needs a Jasper. Like every woman that trains, that child, they need a Jasper. He gonna get your ass into shape. And I'm like, that's what men do. Oh, shut up. Like, what? Why if you talk too much? Like, let's go. Because by ourselves, child, we're gonna find a reason. We're gonna find a reason, okay? We're gonna find a reason. But there is something about being around men that makes you feel as though I gotta cut my bullshit. It's too much bullshit. I do too much. But if you're around another woman, most likely you will be enabled. And the thing about most women, because they don't want to change, so they're not gonna tell you, oh, Cassie, you gotta change, because she doesn't want you to hold her accountable. So therefore, she's not gonna hold you accountable because she has no intention on stopping being a menace to society. She wants to remain this way. She don't want to change. The vast majority of women don't want to change. And that's why we hide in church, we hide in shopping, we hide in our journals and manifestation, we hide in food, we hide in all kinds of toxic behaviors because we do not like to confront our problems. We run from our problems. We are a bunch of runners. I've come to realize this, right? It's a real thing. We run real bad. And so when we get around women, other women, we know, oh, well, I'm safe here because she's in denial. She's in denial. Oh, she's extremely delusional. So you know, nobody here is going to hold you accountable because nobody here is being real with themselves. Yeah. And they're going to lie to you in your face. And, oh, no, Cassie, they're not wrong. As soon as you leave the room, they're going to talk about you. Right? Most men are gonna be like, nah, baby girl, we gotta run, let's go, right? You might not want to do it, but when you look back, like, you know what? I'm glad he pushed me. Like, I'm glad he told me to go outside. I'm glad he came with me. I'm glad he, you know what I'm saying? Right? And then you go this, like, you really realize that this is what God, he made two genders. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, it really makes a lot of sense. And even if you notice also, even like homosexual couples, like two gay men in a relationship, they don't even complain about the stuff that women who are lesbians complain about. You're not going to see a man say, oh, well, I'm sick and tired of taking care of you and you sit at home, don't do nothing, right? Because they're still men. They're going to find a way to provide for themselves. They're going to find a way to take care of themselves. So even the stuff that the stuff that you'll have lesbians complaining about, it's very rare to hear gay men talk about this stuff because they're men. They are men. And many times also, not to be offensive, right? Black guys, white guys, it doesn't matter. The vast majority of the time, when you see men that are gay, they're usually in shape, right? It's like, it's not often that you'll see a gay dude that's overweight because they're still men, and men are they're visual people. Men are visual people. So for the most part, a lot of guys who are gay are always in the gym. They always look good. They take care of themselves. They're self-motivated because they look real good. Because in the gay community, if you're not attractive, it's hard to get a man, sis. So men understand what men want. You know, how many gay guys you know that are so like, you know, Papi Chulo, like Rico Suave, like, damn, you fine, boo-boo, right? A lot of gay men are handsome. They're very pretty. There's this one black guy on Instagram. You guys, he black. And he's dating a man from Asia, from Thailand. Y'all, I even left this man a message because he looks so good. I'm like, sir, I'm not trying to be offensive. Were you always gay? Or is it when you moved to Thailand that you realized you were gay? Because I was so confused. I'm like, what the heck? How does he know he's gay? How do you know he's gay, y'all? I'm like, how does he know he's gay? Let me see, you guys. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him for y'all. Give me a second. I get so many messages. Let me see, because I sent my sister his stuff on that. She's like, who is that, Marlene? I was like, girl. Y'all, are y'all even ready to see this? I was like, sir, I am not trying to be offensive, right? But were you always gay? Y'all, look at this man. Y'all, I was like, you're gay? Because I kept looking at his Instagram. I couldn't believe this. So I was like, sir, I'm not trying to be offensive, but did you always know you were gay? Or is it when you moved to Thailand that you realized you were gay? How's this work? You guys, this is crazy. Look at this big black man. He's gay. I said, what? Jesus. What? Are y'all here? Y'all better wake up. Wake up. Wake up, people. Wake up. I was like, oh, when I first came across their post, I was like, no, they have to be trolling, right? I'm like, no, they're really gay. He's really gay. It's their culture. And maybe it's their food. I don't know. Maybe like their hormones are kind of off. Y'all, look at how big this man is. I was like, are you sure you're gay? Y'all, I couldn't believe it. Blazing couple. I said, oh my Lord. I was like, when did you know you were gay? What? Oh my Lord. Y'all see this? Yo, this guy is, I'm like, this dude is way too big. What in the world? Yo, I was showing this to Jimmy, like, Jimmy, look at this. I'm like, what the what? What is going on? Oh my God. I was like, are y'all here? Y'all see this? I need to wake up. Do you guys see this? This is insanity. You guys, I looked at so many of their posts, like I just couldn't believe this. I don't know how this big black man like this is gay. Where? Oh, my mama. Oh. Ooh. I was like, are you sure? Yep. I thought they were trolling at first. I'm like, no, they gotta be trolling us. No, it's a real couple. Like, it's real. Oh my Lord. She said, she said his part is so little. I'm like, this is crazy. Y'all, I couldn't believe this, y'all. I was like, I kept scrolling and because I'm like, no, I'm like, who gonna be that committed to trolling though? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna be that committed to trolling? I'm like, how can this big black dude be gay like this? Jeez. Oh. Wow. I mean, this guy's so big. He is huge. I'm like, wow. Yo, I swear, the stuff I see on social media.
Because it'll be about what the other person isn't doing. It'll be about, well, they're not doing this to make me happy. No, it is your responsibility to make you happy, not anybody else's. It's yours. The best relationships is when this person is happy and this person is happy, and they can find a way to create happiness together on a day-to-day, hour by hour, sometimes minute by minute moment. And it's creating, right? But if every time your partner does something and you get triggered and you blame them, right, it creates this gap, right? Instead of an opportunity for you to be responsible, for them to be responsible, to really do the work to heal that pain, right? When stuff comes up, we blame and then we run away. We go gossip and talk to a friend, right? So really look at those.
But to me, like everything she's saying right here, I just feel like it just goes to it really goes to the point that women are not great communicators. They think they are. Like, no, you're verbose. Like, you talk a lot. You could talk a lot and not be a great communicator. Because if women were such great communicators, like lesbian relationships would they would have a longer lifespan. They'd be more peaceful. They'd be more beautiful, quiet, zen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Very chill, very prosperous, right? But they're everything but that. Right? So it goes to show you, like, the vast majority of women are not great communicators. So some go into these lesbians relationship like, oh, men are the problem. Men are the problem. Right? No, you're the problem. You're the problem. Because now you're with a woman. Why is your relationship not successful? Right? Because you're not mature enough for a relationship. So it's like the man was not the problem. You were the problem. Okay? You were the problem.
And like when I say look, like dig in deep and really look. You have to look at yourself in the mirror, and it's going to take something. But really look at yourself and look at your past relationships and see over those relationships, there are going to be some common denominators as to why those relationships didn't work out.
You're the problem.
And you want to look at, right, why didn't those things work out from your perspective, right? Where can you be responsible? Where did you contribute to this? And then underneath, what did you really want that you didn't get, right? And what needs to be healed? What were you really asking for? Where were you really trying to get?
So you are in a whole lesbian relationship and you're still not healed. That is crazy. This is crazy.
Out of them. Specifically when we get mad at our partner, they trigger us and we're arguing, we just want to feel good enough. We just want to feel worthy of love, right? But because our lives have been so chaotic, and we continue to run away, right, from the healing because we think the healing is chaotic, but our lives are really chaotic, right? When we tend to run away from that, we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to heal and grow and progress in our relationships. So look, I hope those reasons really helped. Relationships are hard. They're difficult. It's one of the areas of the life where it's so important, but no one teaches any of these things, right? They don't teach us about what it means to be loved, how to be loved. Well, none of that. We're all just out here guessing, which is why I created my conscious dating program, right? Because it takes you from being unconscious and randomly doing things to figure it out to sitting down, to healing, to add intentionality into your dating world, right? And have your next dating experience be your last, because you have those skills to not only find and attract the right person, but
they don't have the skills, they have the potential. But most likely they're not going to reach their potential. And look how she's talking to them, like she's really soft-spoken and everything, because she knows these women are easily triggered. They are easily triggered. No. If you're breastfeeding and you're starving, the body needs more calories, but you're burning calories. Maybe you should just like meal prep. Maybe you should meal prep. You guys, I stretch my hair like this. So when I wake up in the morning, my hair is not super like shrunken back to its natural state. Okay. This is crazy.
Skills can then be translated over into the relationship, and you use them to continue to grow and build the relationship of your dreams. Okay? Healthy, effective, happy relationships aren't just found, they're created. And my conscious dating program will put you in a position to create the relationship of your dreams. So if you're interested in that, please shoot me an email, or check out the link below. That'll give you more information on the conscious dating program. And then, we can be connected to see if that's the right path for you. Hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video. Love you all.
Praying for all my sisters, child. Praying for y'all. I pray for y'all. That if you need healing, I pray you find your healing, because praying for y'all. And there's so many videos, and I'm like, you see? What?
And domestic violence. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships. Because when you have lesbian divorce statistics that look like that, the girls are kind of telling on themselves.
Domestic violence in lesbian relationships. It needs to stop. This is a huge problem, and it happens for a number of reasons. A huge reason is insecurity, lack of trust, a history of abuse yourself. But no matter the reason, it's not okay.
Girlfriend. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've heard too many stories from friends about abuse in relationships. And it seems like this behavior over time has become normalized in girl-on-girl relationships. And we just cannot allow that to continue to happen.
January 27, 2023, an article written by Melissa Kane Huckabee. And the article reads, 61% of bisexual women and 44% of lesbian women surveyed in 2013 reported some type of intimate partner violence. First thing that comes to their mind is men.
And I was able to get a signed book and take a picture with her. It was amazing. I felt like I learned.
This is sad.
This is me and Janet Mock, and there's a story attached to this. So my name is Akila, and I talk about domestic violence and queer relationships. I was in an abusive relationship with a woman. So one of the tactics of abuse is destruction of property. My ex would constantly destroy my things. She destroyed my PlayStation. She would destroy my clothes.
And she does it because she knows she can. She wouldn't do that with a man. She's doing it to you. You guys, I'm telling you guys, for all of us who are Christian women, we have to pray. We really have to pray. They want you to all be okay with it. Like, this is if let them live their life. It doesn't hurt you. Like, let people do what they do. No, a lot of people are hurting. And you have some very domineering lesbians who pressure people. So it's like, no. If the Lord tells you to pray for somebody, most likely somebody in there is suffering. Okay? I'm like, this is crazy.
It's a tactic of many types of different abuses, mental, emotional, and financial, because she would destroy things that I couldn't replace or that were irreplaceable. So when I was in college, Janet Mock came and she was promoting her book, Redefining Realness, and I was able to get a signed book and take a picture with her. It was amazing. I felt like I learned so much. My ex, even though we were gay together in a lesbian relationship, did not like that I was around other LGBTQ folks. If I was around other queer and trans people, she thought I was cheating on her, and it would cause her to get jealous and go into a rage. Well, one day we were arguing about something I can't even remember, and she took the book that I got signed by Janet Mock and ripped out around a third of the pages. He did that because it was something I cared about. I still have this book to this day, even though there are ripped pages, because it's signed.
Oh, my God.
52-year-old Michelle Thomas was by her 38-year-old ex-girlfriend, Letitia Bell. The two had been in a 20-year relationship. The couple had been broken up.
Look at her. She brought the gun to shoot the lady. What is this?
Up for 3 years when Bell stalked and shot her in the head at a corner store in Brooklyn. During the course of their relationship, there was 13 domestic violence reports. Letitia is currently in jail.
Oh, so man.
Wow. This is sad. It is sad.
Shows that lesbian relationships have higher breakup rates than, let's say, more formal relationships, live-ins, domestic partnerships, civil partnerships, and now same-sex marriage have higher breakup rates than heterosexuals have, and including actually gay men. So
yeah. I told you,
which is maybe surprising.
And the thing with gay men is like they're still men, and usually most gay men, I'm telling you, most gay men are attractive. They have muscles, like they're really attractive. So it's like, who gonna whoop whose ass? Like, you can't whoop my ass, I can't whoop your ass. So there's a mutual respect there. When it comes to ladies, they gonna try you because she knows you're a woman. You can't beat her up. If you try, she can also try. So it's like it's not the same. It is not the same.
To some people that it seems like gay men's marriages actually last longer than relationships between women. I think a lot of people would find that really surprising, considering there's a lot of promiscuity in the gay male community and all.
Yeah, but they're honest about it though. They are really honest about that. Because two men, it's like when you have two men, even if they're having same sex, whatever, it's like these, at the end of the day, these are men. Men respect other men because he can inflict damage, I can inflict damage. So that right there establishes the groundwork for some respect. When you have two girls together, it's like, I can whoop her ass. Most likely she can't whoop my ass. Or I can destroy her property because she's a girl. She'll be like, oh, you destroyed my stuff. That was mean. Like, you hurt my feelings. That's about it. She can't really enforce consequences. So that's why when a girl's in a relationship with a girl, she can try stuff she would never even try with a man. Because she knows, like, you don't have enough power in you to enforce consequences. You can't do it. That's why girls take advantage. So I'm like, no. And men also, two men that are dating, they're going to have jobs. They're going to have steady jobs. They're going to make money. They're going to sit at home and the other man's out there working. It's like, no, he's going to work too. So like, nah.
That. So.
Oh my God.
Why is this? What are the reasons for these statistics? And what can we do about it if we really do want to have perhaps a long-term, lifelong relationship Or maybe we need to know about this to figure out if marriage is even right for us in the first place, because divorces are messy and they're expensive and they're traumatizing. So I just think this is a good conversation to have. So the number one reason why I think that same-sex relationships between women break up more than any other ones has to do with the fact that it's a relationship between two women. And if you actually look at divorce statistics among heterosexual couples, you find that 2/3 of divorces are requested by the woman in the relationship, not the man, which I find to be pretty fascinating. So heterosexual women are twice as likely to request divorce than a man is. And it's not just because the men are cheating. Women now cheat almost as much as men do in relationships. So I don't think that's the reason. My guess is I think that women perhaps demand a higher relationship quality. They may have higher expectations of their relationships. They may be pickier in some ways about some things. I don't know for sure, but the statistics are what they are. And I think maybe as lesbians or maybe bisexual women in same-sex relationships, it's good for us to be aware of that fact. So I really think that's the number one reason why lesbian divorces and civil partners.
Now look at this video, right? Let me show you this video quickly. She deleted her video. These women, they say stuff on the internet, then they delete the video. Why do y'all delete your videos? Like, this is so triggering. Like, don't delete the video.
20-year friendship, and I am ashamed to say at my big age, it is getting ready to end a 20-year friendship, and I am ashamed to say at my big age, it is over a man. As a backstory, I had a friend who was having an event, so he sent a message to the group about the event. Now, the guy that I am interested in sent a message to the group stating that he was sick and would not be able to attend. Now, my friend, a female friend, knew that I was interested in this guy. I was just trying to fill out the situation and figure out how I was going to approach the situation. Well, they live pretty close together, so she decided that she was going to drop him off some food because he was sick. And so she did that. A few days later, he contacted her to thank her for the kind gesture and offered to repay her with dinner. Now,
the thing is, why don't you drop off the food if you're interested in a man? So you're lazy. So she's like, oh, I like this man. I'm interested. He sent a text message. He said he was sick. So if you want that man to be your man, then why didn't you drop the food off? Why is your friend doing that? So obviously you don't want that man bad enough, sis. You didn't want him badly enough. Move around with this.
She contacted me to let me know everything that happened and how I felt.
They was already feeling each other. You might as well forget it. It's over. It's over. They already was feeling each other. She dropping and let y'all know what's really happening.
Getting ready to end a 20-year friendship, and I am ashamed to say at my big age, it is over a man. As a backstory, I had a friend who was having an event, so he sent a message to the group about the event. Now, the guy that I am interested in sent a message to the group stating that he was sick and would not be able to attend. Now, my friend, a female friend, knew that I was interested in this guy. I was just trying to fill out the situation and figure out how I was going to approach the situation. Well, they live pretty close together, so she decided that she was going to drop him off some food because he was sick. And so she did that. A few days later, he contacted her to thank her for the kind gesture and offered to repay her with dinner. Now, she contacted me to let me know everything that happened and and asked me how I felt about it. I told her that she was grown and she can do whatever she wanted to do.
Okay.
So she ended up saying yes and accepting the dinner invitation. And since then, they have kind of been dating and interested in one another and wanting to pursue that. I've been feeling some type of way about it, and I expressed that to her. She mentioned to me about my comments saying that she was grown and she can do whatever she wanted to do. But really, I said that because I felt that if she was truly my friend, she would not accept an invitation for him.
You see, I told you they're not great communicators. And they love to act tough. They love to act like little gangsters, right? When you know you're sensitive. Oh, you a grown woman, do whatever you want to do. Okay, she gonna do just that.
From him to go to dinner or anything else. So she doesn't understand why I'm upset and why I'm backing off of this friendship. And she's wondering why it's such a big deal. But I just can't move forward with our friendship knowing that she betrayed me in this type.
Nah, she didn't betray you. She did you a solid, and she sent you by even having a conversation with you. Honestly, I think that she did you a solid by having a conversation with you and saying, "Yo, I'm about to go and really pursue this thing," because obviously they was already feeling each other, and so she.
You can't say that, Antoine. It's not true though. Maybe she was feeling him, but he wasn't feeling her. My thing is, the first lady, if you really want this man to be your man, if he say he's sick, then start acting like a wifey. All right? You didn't want that man bad enough. She probably did. Because there's nothing she did that you couldn't have done. Like, hey, oh, you're sick. Can I drop you something over? Like, oh, even like, can you DoorDash him something, right? Nothing at all. No gesture. Like, you don't show a care in the world. Like, she went above and beyond. She was like, oh, it's giving wifey behavior. It's giving wifey. So then he said, okay, since you brought me some food when I was sick, when I feel better, I'm going to take you out to eat. You were informed in all of that. Then she tells you, oh, we're going out to eat. And you said, oh, you're a grown woman. Do whatever you want to do. Like, it's cool. Then it's cool. So you didn't want that man badly enough. She obviously did. And she got the man's. Good job for her. If you know what you want, go after what you want. Because she didn't want that man badly enough. Okay? All right, you guys. I'm going to let y'all go. Because y'all fall asleep. It's getting late. I apologize. But Maverick, my schedule's all over the place. Okay? But I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed this live. Okay? I'm going to try to share all the videos in the community tab so you can watch the videos if you want to. But I don't know why these girls, they post on TikTok and then they delete the videos. Like, it's so annoying. Like, sit on business. You already exposed your friend and you exposed yourself. But I'm like, you didn't want that man badly enough. If the man that you want to be with is sick and he tells you he's sick, if you can't go there, oh, do you need anything? Medicine, food, I'm a DoorDash it, or maybe you buy it, you leave it at his doorstep, like depending what kind of, if he's got the flu, like you got the flu, okay? I'm gonna leave it at your doorstep. I'm gonna text you when I'm there, right? But there's nothing your friend did that you couldn't have done. So obviously you didn't really want to be with this man. She obviously did. And she did what had to be done. So good for her. Good for her. Love you guys. I will see you maybe tomorrow by God's grace. Okay. If you watch the replay, enjoy the replay. Okay. Love y'all. Don't be offended now. If you're a lesbian and you love me, I love you too, but I love you. Don't be mad at me now. Okay. If you're a stud, you know I love you, girl. I do love you. I just feel like it's a scam. Don't be mad at me, baby. That's just how my brain works. Okay. But I do love you. Do not be mad at me. But I'm like, I would never, I don't know. I'm not going to be okay with this. I just feel like you're a woman and you also need somebody to take care of you, provide for you, keep you safe, and hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bisous. She got to go. Bye, my loves. Bye-bye.